What is up, everyone, and welcome to the WAN Show. Obviously, the big news this week is Sony has announced that effective January 2028, they will no longer be manufacturing physical game discs.
You have another one?
Don't interrupt. This is a moment of silence. In other news this week, Valve has dropped the dBrand Steam Machine Companion Cube case down the legal incinerator after its makers neglected to get their permission to make it. This has to be just about the most dBrand thing ever. What else we got this week?
Memory is a problem for everyone. Meta is using custom chips to run DDR4 in servers designed for DDR5.
Okay, it's legitimately actually really cool.
That's why, yeah, it's interesting. Unfortunately, that's really interesting right now. That's the world that we live in.
Yeah, I don't make the rules.
Oh man, I had another one, but I don't remember where it was.
Too late, I'm rolling the intro. You're out of time.
There's a flock camera that appeared in someone's yard, and they were like, what? And we're going to talk about flock cameras again, because I feel like people should know about them.
The show is brought to you today by Factor Meals, Odoo, Ahrefs, and Green Man Gaming, along with our wrap partner dBrand, our laptop partner Razer, and our chair partner also Razer. Why don't we jump right into our headline topic this week? Sony PlayStation made waves when they announced that physical disc production will be ending in January 2028 for new games released on PlayStation consoles, and that future games will be available at retailers in digital formats only, i.e. likely download codes and boxes. After that date, developers will apparently still be able to place orders for game discs of titles that were previously released. This comes the same day. Actually, This comes the same day as the announcement of the closure of the PlayStation 3 and Vita digital storefronts in July 2027, where the games that you purchased will remain available for download, which I guess is good, but you will no longer be able to buy any more, which is bad. Also, this came the same week as the removal of 550 movies from Sony Pictures Core due to licensing issues. These will no longer be available to you even if you owned them.
What is Sony Pictures Core? Am I the only one that doesn't know what this is?
I assume it's a streaming service.
I've never heard of it.
Sony Pictures Core.
Entertainment app for PS4 and PS5?
There you go. You're not a PlayStation gamer, so you don't know. Way to go, Luke.
I guess.
I didn't know what it was either. This
epic quality limitless entertainment, unless we remove a bunch of them. There's definitely a limit.
This perfect storm has resulted in huge backlash online, including multiple petitions to have Sony continue physical game releases with multiple tens of thousands of signatures, and even a lawmaker in Brazil sending a notice to a consumer protection agency asking that Sony needs to be investigated. Despite all of this, however, Sony is unlikely to backtrack as they've been preparing this transition for quite some time, with employees reportedly already starting to test, develop, and deploy new manufacturing processes for optics such as microlenses in what used to be their disc-making facilities. We have an optional neat fact here, by the way. This announcement has increased the demand for the current PS5 add-on disk drive, and Sony has limited sales to one per order. Yes, because that is, of course, the solution to a company behaving in an anti-consumer monopolistic fashion. Let's buy their stuff. Fast, quickly. Quickly buy their stuff.
As fast as we can.
All right. Discussion question.
There's a lot of them.
There's quite a few discussion questions. I think there's a lot to discuss here.
I think there is.
Do you think this change will have a big impact on the sale of PlayStation consoles and games in the future?
Oh, man. I am very much a physical disc guy. I've actually
Really?
bought a decent amount of Blu-rays in the last little while.
Okay, name one.
Uh,
I'm not saying you haven't.
Apollo 11.
Apollo 11.
Yeah.
Apollo 11.
Yeah.
Not a what's Apollo 11?
Yeah. That's why I got it.
Is that a movie? Apollo 11. Yeah, no, but like you mean 13, right?
Nope.
Apollo 11 movie. What the devil is? Oh, documentary. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Okay. All right, cool.
Anyways, I very much like physical media. I also bought, I wanted to get Pocopia for Emma.
Yeah.
So, and I have a Switch 2, so I didn't do the digital download. I was in Japan recently, so I bought the Japanese version, which if you put a Japanese or any other language, as far as my understanding goes, cart into like an English or any other language Switch, it'll just play it in the language of your local Switch. There's none of those old problems we used to run into.
Nice. You gotta love region locks, right?
Yeah, so it's cool to have the case and the cart be in Japanese, but then still be able to understand what the heck is going on with the game. So I like physical media, always have, but I don't think it's going to have a big impact. If we look at the percentage of sales of people who have actually been buying physical media, it's not that high compared to people buying digital. And when the new wave of consoles comes out, as far as my understanding goes, the primary competition is also going to have no disk drive.
And this is quantifiable. So according to Daniel Ahmad of Nico Partners, the current full game physical digital sales split is about 22% physical to 78% digital on PlayStation.
I'm honestly surprised it's so high for physical.
And more like 10% to 90% over on Xbox.
So more digital. And I suspect that's, I wonder why. That's a really big difference. I wonder if Xbox is more popular in the North American market and less popular elsewhere, and the North American market is more tuned for digital.
US does skew more digital.
Yeah. But I wonder if that's like, is there any other explanation? Is there less Xboxes sold with physical drives?
No, I don't think so.
Is that 12% shift, which is an over doubling realistically, because it went from 10% on Xbox to 22% on PlayStation. So I don't think calling it a 12% shift is even fair enough. That's an over doubling in the amount of people that are buying physical media, and it's on the much more popular platform, which is also interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when the next gen of consoles come around, people are going to buy a console, and if your option is no disk drive versus no disk drive, and
guess what you're going to buy,
and Xbox just keeps doing the stuff they've been doing.
Yep.
You're probably going to buy a PlayStation, and it's not going to have a disk drive. So
and at the end of the day, we know that gamers are going to just buy it.
Yeah.
If GTA 7, comes out for the PlayStation 7 or 8 or whatever, however many PlayStations we get by the time you get.
Yeah.
We don't even have GTA 6 yet. You're gonna buy it. I mean, we talked last week about how GTA 6 is not going to be available physically out of the gate.
Yeah.
Right? And I had speculated that even though they are going to make a disc available later, that this does appear to be a tactical move to capitalize on all of the initial sales in that window and make sure that they don't have a big wave of secondhand market discs to compete against, 3 months in as they're trying to continue to charge full price for this game, right? Anything that they can do to extend that window where they control the market pricing for the game is going to be something that's going to be very appealing to a company like Take-Two and very appealing to a company like Sony. Like, our next question here is, do you think Sony will use their new monopoly to raise the price of games or eliminate sales? Not necessarily. I think that
Or eliminate sales.
Like promotions. If anything,
They seem to be ramping up promotions.
they seem to be very competitive when it comes to promotions these days, and competition does still exist for that dollar, even if it doesn't exist within the PlayStation walled garden itself, right? Like, Sony can't be completely out to lunch in terms of their pricing compared to, what Valve is doing over on Steam, at least not forever, or eventually something's got to give, right? But what I do think that they will do is I think they will use the non-existence of these other pressures, these outside pressures, to maintain game pricing higher. I don't think they're going to get rid of sales and promos entirely. I don't think they will necessarily, try to push to $90, $100, $110 retail for a game. Gamers have shown that there is only a certain percentage of people, and only for certain tentpole releases, where they're willing to spend more than that, like $60 to $70 US.
Unless it's a skin.
Which I
got to make sure, unless they're getting way less for it, and then no problem. But if they're getting a full fat game, there's no way. Don't even consider it.
Yeah, thank you for that.
$250 RE skin? Stick it in their veins, brother.
All right, our next discussion question is: do you think there's any chance that a PS6 or a Project Helix will have a disk drive for backwards compatibility and 4K Blu-ray playback? I think. Oh, this is hilarious. There's really little text here. Copium reports say no for both, and I'm sad. Please give me Copium. Did David prepare this topic? It was David who prepared this topic. David, we're not getting it. See, the thing is that optical drive mechanisms are one of those things, kind of like hard drives. Like, how it's kind of confusing, right? How you can have a 30 terabyte hard drive and you can have a 1 terabyte hard drive, and the cost per terabyte varies wildly, right? As you get up towards the very, very high capacity stuff, it's really expensive per terabyte. And then as you get to the very low capacity stuff, it's really expensive per terabyte. And there's this sweet spot kind of in the middle. And the reason for that is that there's just a certain bare amount of bill of materials that has to go into manufacturing anything that has like a motor in it. And
if
that
you go from the super high end, now you're paying a premium, and it's probably fancier, newer, lower capacity engineering, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the premium. If you're on the low end, now you're dealing with bill of materials issues and shipping and all this other kind of stuff.
So in the same way, optical drives, what I'm trying to illustrate is that no matter how many gigabytes you can store on the disk, so you'll have your cutting edge ones that are really expensive, and then you'll have your like old ones that actually are really expensive per amount you can store, and the sweet spot could kind of end up in the middle sometimes, because there's just a certain amount of stuff that you have to put in it. It has to have a motor. It has to have like an optical laser, it has to have a lens assembly. It has to have a laser in it. It has to have all this stuff, and they have to be reliable mechanisms. They're prone to failure. They're prone to getting dust in them. And they are adding to the cost of Project Helix and the PlayStation 6 at a time when I'm not expecting anybody to feel bad for our corporate overlords, especially as they're ripping away movies that people paid for, and taking away physical media and the ability to lend it and trade it that comes with it. But they are under pressure due to thank you for that, due to worldwide shortages in both DRAM and NAND flash that are going to drive the prices up for these consoles to the point where I'm looking at it going, holy shit, are they even going to sell? Like Microsoft, I think, has been pretty upfront that Project Helix could be over $1,000, and I wouldn't be surprised by that. We saw Sony proactively increase the price of the PlayStation 5, and David and I were talking about this, sort of, is this 4D chess priming us for the PlayStation 6 being more expensive, like maybe matching this new price for the PS5? But I mean, looking at the way that DRAM contract pricing is continuing to ratchet up, I think it could be even more than that. I think
would you consider delaying your console release to see if RAM is going to come down? Or would you just sign a fat contract for RAM and just set the price and hope it works? Like, okay, let's position you.
Who am I? Am I Sony or am I Microsoft?
That's why I just kind of like popped into action real quick.
Am I trying to survive, or am I playing from a position of strength here?
Yeah, I think we have to position you as Xbox, because the PlayStation answer, I think, is more obvious. I think you just go with your plan, set your price as it is, blame it on RAM because it's fair, and keep moving. But for Xbox, you barely even have a market. So you got to find a way to enter it.
Okay, here's my risk, though. For a little while, the Xbox Series X could still be usable, because now that PlayStations are just computers over the 4, 5, 6 generation, where it's a AMD CPU and an AMD GPU, forwards and backwards compatibility of games pretty much just comes down to, okay, not quite, but let's change the graphical fidelity knobs here and here and here and here, and this is how it runs on this version, and this is how it runs on this one, and so on and so forth, right? So it is very conceivable that we will see a PlayStation 6 launch that goes very much like the PS5 launch did, where it was sold alongside the PS4 with the same games available for both consoles, in some cases even with a single license, where you could just use the PS4 version of it. Like we did this in Scrapyard Wars, my team, where I bought a PS4 version of Cyberpunk, and then it entitled me to the PS5 version on my PS5.
Yeah.
Right? So we could see these consoles exist alongside each other for quite an extended period of time. So looking forward, PS5 and PS6 could also be just higher and lower fidelity gameplay versions of what is effectively the same kind of generation of console for the games that come out around that launch period.
That's an interesting point, because I was also going to point out that right now it feels like gamers almost want a different thing. They're around here if you can find them all, but the games that people seem to be really excited about lately are like Peak, Mecha Chameleon, these like...
I actually bought both of those on Steam Summer Sale. Planning to play Peak with the kids.
Yeah, but it's games that are actually just fun again.
Yeah.
And I don't see console performance pushers pushing massive numbers right now.
So that actually ties in perfectly to where I was going with this, because the way that I see it, the Xbox Series X could survive as a competitor in that market as long as Sony as long as the game developers and game publishers who are targeting the PlayStation 6 are still concerned with, okay, but will it run on the PS5? Right? So
Which I think they will be.
So they will be for some time, especially if the PS6 is a slow burn, if it sells slowly.
And especially if it's just so expensive. In the current climate, people might be able to afford a game. A lot of people don't want to buy a console or a computer or anything.
So Microsoft could still sell Xbox Series X during that time, but here's the challenge. They can't just go, okay, DRAM's cheap now, press go. Right? That's not how a console launch works. They need to be developing, AAA launch titles 3 years prior to launch, 4 years prior to launch, maybe even. They need to be working with third-party developers around what, their library of games is going to be for this launch. So it's not like they can just turn on a dime and go, okay, we're going to hold, steady, okay, go. Like it doesn't really work like that. And so if they were to try to execute on something like that, where Sony launches the PS6 and Microsoft goes, okay, no, we're going to be like a value competitor, and we're going to eat them out from the bottom. And then once we've got people back in the Xbox ecosystem and excited about Xbox again, boom, Project Helix. We're going to do our mic drop, $299. Whatever. We're going to have our moment, and all those games, all those like AAA games for PS6, they're going to get ported over, and we're like, it's going to be great. I just don't, I don't think it's going to work like that. And B, I don't think Microsoft, Xbox, gaming, whatever they're calling themselves right now, is looking like a competent enough organization to pull it off.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels pretty clear. Yeah.
Hey, yo, what? From the bottom? Come on, you knew what I meant. From the bottom of the price band. Calm down, Floatplane chat. You relax.
Next discussion question, because there's quite a few in here, but they're good. What makes physical releases more important for consoles than PC? And then there's a little subnote of shout out to GOG. I think there's a fairly obvious argument, which is like, I'll call it preserving. Preserving games on consoles is harder.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think you have to be
ecosystems.
I don't think you have to be all tricorn hatty about it. I think that no, I think that's very true, especially when you look at at how much earlier consoles engaged in the very locked down style of multiplayer, where there was no hosted servers. Everything was based on your subscription to Xbox Live or PlayStation equivalent. I can't remember what it's called. I think that, oh man, what makes them more important? Because one of the things that makes them so important is the ability to acquire them secondhand and lend them, right? Like that's where the value is. Every time we've looked at it, buying games secondhand is just an outstanding freaking value compared to just about any other way of acquiring them. But I have to admit that as someone who is an adult with a job that limits my time, right? I no longer go on Facebook Marketplace and try to find a used disc. It's just not really in my vocabulary. I just will, I'll put it on my wish list, wait for a Steam summer sale, or if I'm really desperate to play it, I will just play it. And as a PC gamer for whom I went through a very frustrating experience back in the mid 2000s. I had Lord of the Rings: The Battle for Middle Earth. Great game, by the way. Like you'd think as like an IP licensed game, it, probably sucked or whatever, but unironically, like outstanding RTS, lots of fun.
Yeah, I remember this game. Yeah,
it was really fun. I somehow I don't know, water got on it or something, whatever. My CD key, my license key got obscured somehow, and I've never found a way to get it back. And so I just couldn't play it anymore. And so I guess I grieved this 20 years ago. And maybe that makes it a little bit easier for me, but and so maybe that's what makes this more important for consoles than for PCs is that I saw what happened to us. I saw how the orange box, you could buy it at EB Games, but what was in it? People memed on it at the time.
The code.
It just had a piece of paper with a code on it.
Yeah.
Orange box, memes, paper. I bet there's. Wow, this doesn't exist anymore.
It's been too long. Internet does forget. Uncomfortable truth. I think so. Okay, there's it's you can definitely pirate on both, but it's easier to pirate on PC preserve. The other one in my mind is that consoles have more of an ability. Is it just Steam? Is it just the fact that Steam exists?
I do think,
because I was going to say consoles have more of an ability and history of shutting down access to things.
I think
I have to be that vague, but yeah.
Good guy Valve, and not just good guy Valve, but
Valve's staying power, the fact that they continue to exist.
Competition on the PC platform helps us out a lot. You mentioned GOG. GOG exists. Epic Games Store. You might not love it. You might not want it on your computer, but it sure as heck exists. Steam exists. Does Origin still exist? EA Origin.
I don't think it's called Origin anymore.
EA App exists. Other marketplaces do exist, whereas on PlayStation, on Xbox, that's kind of the whole point, is that they don't exist. With that said, I would be very interested to see what happens over time with that, because we saw, or we're watching in real time, what's happening with the erosion. Again, shout out at Epic Games here. They get another mention. The erosion of their ability to maintain their exclusive app store.
Yeah.
Did I say Apple already? Whatever. Yeah. So looking at what's happening on the iPhone and on Android, and how the pressure is finally mounting to allow third-party marketplaces on these devices. If I was Sony or I was Microsoft, I would be watching that very intently, and I would be trying to get out ahead of it, lest I be perceived as a monopoly at some point.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure. I think think in some ways PC already lost this war. I do think there are things that make it more important. I think we've seen from Nintendo them, and just now from PlayStation, right? They shut down the PS3 and PS Vita digital storefronts. We've seen Nintendo do the same thing in the past. Yep. I think it was like the Wii. There was this really legendary story of Super Mario Maker. There was this...
Oh, they had to beat the very last not yet beaten level or something like that. And they pulled it off like minutes or hours before it was no longer going to be accessible anymore.
Yeah, like that's I'm happy that like really cool story came out of it. Like the group of people that tried to complete like genuinely complete every map, and then they figured out that the one map so to submit a level to Super Mario Maker, you had to beat it yourself. But they ended up figuring out that one that they had such a hard time beating was tasked, so tool assisted.
Yeah.
So it wasn't an actual person who played it. But then a real human actually did end up beating it before the timer was up, which is just so sick. Like, that's cool. But the environment around it sucked. The environment around it was people weren't going to be able to play these games anymore. I think, or at least not add new levels or something.
I think it was that it was no longer going to keep track of.
Sure, something was substantially changing, and I think largely because of Steam's staying power, a lot of that hasn't been on the platform level on PC. It has been on the individual game or publisher level.
Yeah,
we've seen Ubisoft do this. We've seen EA do this. We've seen big groups do this. But
MMOs, I mean, PC players were the first to lose entire games that not only had they bought, like that. This is a crazy thing. MMOs, you used to buy the game and it only came with like a month of access. So not only did you buy the game, but you would pay years of subscription potentially, and then you would pour hours of your life into it, and then it would just be gone. You just can't log in anymore. Your character's gone, your armor's gone, your achievements are gone, everything's gone. Goodbye. So did we grieve it already? Is that...
I don't know. And like there's weird things like, I don't know the full story there, but didn't something super weird happen to Go?
Go, like
CS
the
Go?
ancient. That Go.
Sorry, I should have given a lot more information than I did. The board game,
from like ancient times.
My bad. I thought like didn't they like overwrite source or something?
Oh, I can't remember what happened with CS:GO. I'm
not a CS person, so I don't anymore. So I don't really know. Upgrade, that's not fair.
CS:GO was kept as a CS2 beta and is now a separated game as well.
Okay, so they have like maybe fixed it.
Okay, CS:GO was basically updated to CS2. Yes, that's what you're thinking of.
Oh, CS2. I forgot CS2 even existed. I thought Go was the new one.
You need to stop touching grass.
I mean, none of it's going to matter because Condition Zero is coming next year, right? So,
hey, let's go.
Shout out Counter-Strike Condition Zero. There's something no one played or heard of.
I think I still have a box that has like an ad for Condition Zero on it or something.
Nice, more like Sales Zero.
Yeah.
Got him.
But yeah, I think there's like PC is not without its flaws in this arena.
No, not at all.
But I think they're not as maybe brutal
and not as fresh.
Yeah. But we've already lost a lot of those battles. Moving on.
Our next question here is, what's going to differentiate consoles from PCs in the future? And this is a big question mark for me. I mean, okay. Let's go back. Let's go back generations, right? Let's go back to when I was a kid. You got the NES, you got the SNES. What differentiates consoles from PCs? Well, how about the fact that like you can go from not playing video games to playing video games in like
no time.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
A kid can do it. And also that's literally the only way physically and softwarely to play that game. Okay, that differentiates it. Okay, so we move on to, N64, GameCube. You know what? No, forget Nintendo. Okay, we move on to the PlayStation, right? So now, Piracy made the PlayStation dirt freaking cheap for, your college-age students, your high school-age students.
Big time.
The graphics, what you could get in terms of, the PlayStation looked so good. You probably spend less on an entire PlayStation than you would spend on just the graphics card to put in your computer that you had to have. And computers were flipping expensive. Not everybody even had them yet at that point. Most people had a family computer, but not everyone. It was a different time, guys. It was a different freaking time. Okay, so way better graphics.
And a lot of the family computers were not playing games like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be gaming.
You're having
capable.
fun in Paint and Space Pinball. It's not...
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had the enormous game library that could be fairly easily pirated if you knew someone with a CD burner. And then just, unassailable graphics and the price. The PS1 was what, $300? PS1 price. No. Launch. Price at launch. Yeah, $299. That was it. Okay. So we fast forward to, the PS3. The PS3 was a very compelling value. It was the best. It was the cheapest Blu-ray player you could get. And this was true of the PS2 as well. So it was the cheapest DVD player you could get, and it played a bunch of video games. And then the PS3 did the same thing. Cheapest Blu-ray player, and it played video games. It's I wonder why these were successful and they were sitting in everyone's living room. PlayStation 4, once again, Sony went back to basics. Okay, $499, yeah, it's a higher price, but inflation and whatnot and all of that. And really, really good performance for the money still. We tried to build a PS4 killer back in the day, and we found that it just plain with brand new hardware was not possible. You couldn't build a PC system no matter what you used. I mean, even the PS5 as recently as a couple of months ago, without resorting to second-hand hardware, you could not build a competitive PC for that price. So it's always been kind of the same story no matter how far back you go. You've got really compelling performance per dollar and exclusive games. And or killer features that are added on in order to increase the overall value of the package. Oh, yeah, right. And as recently as the PS5, the ability to buy disc games and freely lend them and resell them. So now what? We've got Project Helix and PS6, which are rumored to be $1,000+. Even today, if you give me $1,000 budget, I can build a pretty decent PC.
Yeah, and adjusted for inflation, the PS1 would have been $650.
Yeah. So okay. You're not going to have just the price point anymore. Okay, you're not going to have discs. Now you've got these lockdown game marketplaces that I am beholden to their blessing of when I can have a good price on something. Okay, so that blows chunks. You've got locked down peripheral compatibility. In a world where SteamOS exists and I can plug in any controller I want, and Windows also exists and is still a single PowerShell command to pirate, I don't know why I accept that I have to use a certified peripheral in this day and age. You've still got your exclusive titles, and I think this is a big part of why we're seeing Sony pivot, because I think they recognize that there is absolutely nothing else. What else could possibly compel someone to buy a PS6 if it isn't Sony exclusive titles, which Nintendo figured out forever ago and never unfigured out and just continued to only publish on their own platforms, which is why the Switch 2, for all the memeing on it about, having a crappy screen or being overpriced or also raising its price or whatever, is selling great. So you see it, you hear it's the second best start for a Nintendo console?
I'm not too surprised about that. I'm also not too surprised that it didn't keep going super well, if that makes sense. It's still going well, as far as my understanding goes.
6 days ago, Nintendo Switch 2 becomes the second fastest selling console in U.S. history after its first year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just feel like most people are probably playing Switch 1 games on it for a lot of their gameplay.
Sure, why not?
Which is fair enough.
I enjoy playing Switch 1 games at better fidelity for an extra $10 or $15 or whatever it was.
If you never upgraded, so if you had the Switch 1 the whole time, and you never upgraded to like an OLED or whatever the other little things are. Yeah.
Anyway,
if you never upgraded and stuff, and so your refresh was what, like 7 years or something? I don't know how long it's been since the original
7 or 8 years or something like that.
That's not too bad, realistically, to gain the jump in performance and everything else.
Yep.
And then,
it's very portable. It offers that's another thing, right? So that's another thing that the PlayStation 6 and Project Helix won't do, is they won't offer a different enough gaming experience. The Switch 2 I can take with me.
Yeah.
I can undock my one controller and I can use it as 2 crappier controllers while I'm on an airplane. My PS6 won't do that.
Play with a buddy or whatever else.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Speaking of Nintendo, one of the lines on here, I think we might be jumping a couple, but I think it's relevant right now, is how good does the Switch 2 at $450 US, soon to be $500 US, look these days? What do you think of their game key cart situation?
I have to admit that I didn't pay as close attention to the game key cart situation as maybe I should have. So the last thing I want to do is take a firm stance on it when, frankly, I just don't really understand it that well. From what I understand, and chat, help me out here, okay? The controversy is that there's no actual data on the cart.
You can't play off of it.
Yes. But in the same way that it always has been, that cart is still a license for the game. So I can still
you can
give
trade
it,
you can sell it, you can lend it. I like those things.
Then I don't give a fuck.
I still do. Because it still requires a download. What if Nintendo shuts the Switch store down because the Nintendo box is out and now they have the box store or whatever? I can't download my game for some freaking reason.
I forget what prominent person said this earlier this week, but they said it very well. The best hope for game preservation is and probably always will be piracy. So I'm not concerned about that because somebody will crack the encryption and that game will always exist.
Okay, sorry. Unique username said, so you'd rather be stuck with a crappy pre-alpha quality build? No, because I'd rather download the update. But if I can't, I'd like to be able to play the game. That does not mean I'd rather be stuck with it. You've had like put the disc in, update the game since like the mid 2000s. Like that's not when everything was physical games.
And that's why I guess I don't really care as much about.
I still want to be able to possibly launch it. That's the thing for me. I would like to be able to.
But they could block you anyway. Like if they really wanted to fuck you, then they could, like, I mean, it's Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Buy a new one.
Yeah.
Buy it on the new console. We're turning them all off.
It seems like not a completely unfair straw man argument, but like a little bit of one, if that makes sense. Because that's another step. I see where you're going.
So, okay, hold on. No, I'm not going at something quite that unrealistic, though. Okay. I'm talking the console has a way new firmware update, and that old version of the game just like doesn't run. That's what I mean. I don't even mean intentionally.
No, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. That's what I was saying, like, it's not that unreasonable.
You could be locked into a game won't launch situation if you have a, like, grossly outdated game and you can't download the update, regardless of, Nintendo's intent. And so for that reason, we're beholden to them anyway.
I've been pretty okay with game key carts, which is one of the reasons why I buy them. I don't think I've bought any digital games on my Switch. I have a bunch of carts.
Right.
I wish the game was on it, but I'm not like raising hell over it.
Sure.
I do really like that I can, and have done. I do really like that I can pass carts to people and let them play my games. That's very cool. That is worth it for me. I will basically only buy physical carts. It's also an excuse to get things from Willow or buy the cool, Japanese Pocopia or do whatever else. I like the experience. I like having physical media. I think it's cool. I get not I'm not going to say negative, but I get not a positive feeling scrolling through my Steam library. it's fun to go through game carts. Like I have a kill switch.
I can see that. Yeah,
I have a
can
kill
see
switch
that.
case for my Switch. When I take the top off and it has all the games mounted under the lid, and I'm like going through trying to think what I want to play. That's kind of cool. I get like, oh, nice. I get to like sit and play Switch now. Cool. What do I get to check out? I never have that particular experience sitting down with Steam.
I find big pictures better that way.
That could make sense.
It's better. Like I
have very little experience with big picture.
I ran into something really frustrating. Was this earlier today? This might have been earlier today because I bought a game and I was trying to tell someone which game I bought and I couldn't remember. And maybe you can help me because maybe I'm an idiot, but I couldn't figure out how to sort my games list here by recently purchased.
I had this problem very recently.
Okay.
Very, very recently.
So then I jump into big picture. Yes, shut up. I jump into big picture. I go to my library now, and it's as simple as press Y to sort by, and date added to library, and it's right there. And I was like, oh yeah, it's Alabaster Dawn. Radical Fish's new game, which I have not been paid to endorse and have not even so much as opened yet. But given that Radical Fish is incredible and already made like one of my favorite games of all time, Crosscode, I would happily give them another $25.49 Canadian just for having made Crosscode. And by the way, this looks fucking awesome and I can't wait to play it.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Major Crosscode vibes.
So I was trying to, it was my son actually. This was last night. Now I remember. So I was trying to be like, yeah, I bought this new game. Bloody hell, what one was it? And I couldn't find a way to sort the damn thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I was kind of stupid. I had that problem recently.
Just above the filter, there's a sort by recent activity. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
It's not activity though.
I haven't launched the game yet.
So I sorted it by recent activity and could not find the game that I had just purchased. So, like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God. No Key
of course.
Says,
of course.
On normal Steam, the only way as far as I know, this is pathetic, is to go to account details, view licenses, product keys, and it's sorted by day of purchase in the form of a list.
Yeah. So, like, what's going on?
Come on!
What happened? Did they just, like, accidentally disable a thing or something?
I don't know, but AI hallucinated a way for me to do it in the desktop interface, which made my life even more difficult because I was trying to follow along with hallucinated instructions.
Oh, that's funny.
So annoying.
Another thing I would like is, like, let's see here. Skaven Tarkov does not play on Linux. I know that, and it's on the front page, so it's easy.
Should I be going to your screen?
Sure. I had this recently where I was looking at something. Oh, I saw Marathon was on sale. Is Marathon?
Sure. Do you want to
up
full
here?
screen your Steam interface just so it doesn't look so messy?
Sure. I don't know if it's going to be up here. Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to keep using Tarkov because I know Tarkov doesn't work. But this is also Windows, so it wouldn't show up anywheres. But you know how you can sort your games? Like if I go to my library, and again, it's not going to be here because I'm on Windows, but there's usually a little penguin icon. And you can click it, and then it'll only show games that work on Linux.
Yep.
I don't know necessarily what the threshold for that is, but sure, why not? It would be pretty cool if when I'm in the store, and maybe it's here and I just couldn't find it, but it'd be pretty cool if when I'm in the store, it would show the ProtonDB rating and have a link to ProtonDB for it, so I could click on it. So if it's like gold, I could click on it and see why it's not platinum or whatever.
Oh.
That'd be pretty neat.
While we're coming up with wish list features, I love yours, by the way. That's really good. Can we make it so that when I look at a game in my library, so here, let's go with Alabaster Dawn. Okay. Why does this page look like butt? And why is it that none of these other tabs here are not butt? Why is it that if I want to see the not butt version of this game's information, where there's like cool trailers and cool artwork and stuff, I have to go to store page, wait for that to load, and then all the cool like information about it,
I think,
like how many players it supports and if it's local multiplayer and like all this interesting stuff only shows up on the store page.
I think this is actually genuinely one of the reasons why I said like looking through the Steam library is just kind of because you click on stuff. You click on
This is so unexciting.
Yeah.
This does not make me excited to play the game. Why do you only care about exciting me when I'm on the store page?
Yeah.
This is so much prettier and better.
Yeah.
Like if I want to access like reviews and stuff, what if I want to look at the reviews of a game I bought? Why is that not just here?
There's also like, and you know, I can't be the only person watching this that does this. The summer sale's on right now, right?
Yeah.
Steam has had incredibly legendary sales for many, many years. I remember when they first started doing things like the summer sale. Yes, I'm that old. How insanely exciting they were and how much disgusting amounts of money I spent on it. There are a bunch of games I'll find during one of these sales through, you know, super deep discounts or going through the like discovery queue or whatever else. And I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, that actually looks really cool. And it's like pretty good rating. I'll pick that up and I'll pick up like 3 or 4 different games and then not have time to play them and then see them in my Steam list like a year later.
And not even remember why you were excited for
and
them.
I just see the title. I don't even remember what kind of game it is. I don't remember if it's a shooter. I don't remember if it's an RTS. I don't remember if I bought it because it's a co-op game. I don't... I basically just have to go to the store.
Okay, hold on. Someone in Onihikaj, or however I pronounce that, in Floatplane chat says you can click this little info thing here and it gives you some information like full controller support and the developers, Radical Fish Games. But then if you click another game, it goes away. You have to click that every time. Why
it also
is it,
helps a little bit, but I'd still just rather go to the store page.
why is it that random patch notes seem more important than...
I have maybe read one of those patch notes probably less than 5 times in my life.
With that said, once again, big picture is better for this. So this may be the kind of thing where, Luke, you just need to
Use big picture more.
join the current year and use big picture more.
Is that a thing?
Although even this, no, actually this is just as bad. So this needs to be fixed where it's just like, yeah, Boca Bola
Activity.
added Far Cry 4 to their library. Who cares? Who even is that guy?
You know what would be a lot better than
JK,
this?
I know who that is.
You know what would be a lot better than that,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is a friends recently active. Like in this particular game. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that we have played previously and we have on their wish list, but no, it
Played
doesn't.
previously doesn't, to me, mean like anything. Top right of the game.
Top
Played recently with an hour's count normally. Just to the under the bottom right of the top banner.
They can't see what we're seeing right now.
I can't see what you're seeing either.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
But only if someone played it recently. Yeah, no, that one's a thing, I think. But anyway, I want the game page to be a little bit more exciting and feel a little bit more like where's the box art? You know, where's the concept artwork? Where's the sales pitch? Sell me on the game that's in my library. And I do wonder if that's intentional to a degree. I mean, why would Valve want you to play something that's already in your library? They'd much rather you play something that's in the store and go buy a new one.
Makes sense.
I mean, I like to think that
Valve
in
doesn't
general,
seem super.
it seems like it's
that.
usually apathy
Yeah.
rather than
I will
malice.
give them the the credit here that that's,
Benefit of the doubt.
yeah, that's probably not what they're doing. I doubt it. Man, this Steam account. Oh, it's Lounge 4. Anyways,
Why are you logged into Steam on that?
I don't. It's
Tape
not. It's
to
not
tape
me,
when we did
it's-
the tape to tape.
Oh,
That's why you got Steams on them.
makes sense.
Yeah, I launched Steam and I was expecting to log into myself, and then it was already logged into something. I was like, "What the heck?"
Cool. All right, jump into another topic. You want to pick one? That was a high protein topic.
We can get into we can get into talking about stuff like that.
A lot of
pretty
meat
quickly.
on it.
Yeah. Monk DZ said, "I do like the recommended by friends feature. That's been really nice to see my friends." Yeah, I've noticed that Mr. David G does actually review things on Steam. He's a big part of I never actually talked to him about it directly. I heard you after the fact said that he liked it, but I saw him review 007 First Light on Steam, and he was quite positive about it. And I was like, David's super positive about a shooter. I will try the shooter.
Might as well just buy it.
Yeah. So I did, and it's been great. So I like that part. There's tons about Steam that I really like. There's just Just like everything on the planet, I think there's ways it could be better.
Just like anything we love, we tend to be very passionate about.
Yeah.
Which can come out really positively and can also come out really negatively.
Yeah. Speaking of things that can be positive or negative, Valve dropped the dBrand Steam Machine companion cube case down the legal incinerator after its makers neglected to get their permission. dBrand has canceled its Portal-themed companion cube case, refunding every buyer for one simple reason. It just never asked Valve for permission to use the IP. The case launched June 22nd, became dBrand's second fastest selling product ever, behind only its Switch 2 case. And then Valve's legal team reached out to point out that the companion cube is Valve's intellectual property, and dBrand had no license. dBrand took it all down, appealed to Valve for an official license, and got a no, which probably shouldn't be way too surprising. What makes this wild is how much dBrand sank into it before checking. The company says it put a whole 1,000 hours into engineering, built 44 sets of injection molding tools.
That's expensive.
That is expensive. That's probably worse than the 1,000 hours.
I would not be surprised if those two things combined got into the 7-figure range. Just from the context that I have from having a company that makes physical goods with injection molding.
It's pretty good context.
That's fucking nuts.
It's pretty good context. They redesigned the whole thing from scratch. Redesigned it. More than once to get the console to cradle perfectly, and even rented out a university campus to film the launch video. To dBrand's credit, they owned it completely, saying Valve didn't do anything wrong here. That's a real change in tone for them. Back in 2021, they make the dark plates. Oh, I remember this. Replacement backplates for the PS5, and openly baited Sony with a go-ahead sue us on the product page. Sony sent a cease and desist over the faceplate design and its knockoff PlayStation button symbols, and dBrand fired back by calling Sony terrorists before pulling the plates and quickly re-releasing a tweaked version. A full apology to Valve is a very different dBrand than that one. I don't agree, actually.
I think that I think I see where you're going with this, but let's let them cook.
If they just made a case for the Steam Machine, I don't think it would be a problem. The problem is that they very, very specifically made it look like the companion cube. Even the PlayStation symbols, I mean, they're X's and circles and stuff. Like, they might have been able to try to get away with it. I think if you go to a court, the court's going to be like, bruh, it's on the controllers. You didn't use any ones other than the 4 that are on the controller. So they might have still lost, but I'm also not surprised that they pivoted to plates that they could sell. But yeah, this is just very specifically... I don't know. It's like if someone made a holster for the LTT screwdriver, and you're like, okay, that's neat, but then they put your logo on it, and then it's like, okay,
now we're in trouble.
Well, now it's kind of weird, or not even that. Put your face on it,
or
I'm trying to think of something that's owned by the IP.
Made a launch video in the style of an LTT video.
Even that, I think you just kind of think it's funny.
It depends. Okay, it depends. Did you watch the launch video for the Companion Cube case?
No.
It was very... I'm pretty sure there was a not modified Aperture Science logo in it.
Yeah, see, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff where it's supposed to become a problem. With the PlayStation one, it was a problem because of the symbols.
The tone was very Portal-y, and there was a character, Dave Johnson, explicitly, not to be confused with Cave Johnson, a lot of and the kind of the plot for it was that Aperture Science had been acquired by dBrand. So now we're getting into potential canon narrative if this is an official product.
You can make a third-party accessory for a Ford F-150.
Sure.
If you put Ford's IP on it,
now
it might become a problem unless you get it licensed.
Now it's trouble.
But you can make the accessory. It doesn't. I understand what the writer's saying.
The whole thing makes me sad more than anything else, I think.
Because it just would have been cool.
It would have been cool. I mean, I got mine. So
allegedly.
I'm on camera with it.
Oh, but you totally incinerated it. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I said I got it. I didn't say I kept it.
Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So I at least got to experience it, and that makes me sad that this product doesn't get to exist. And I think that dBrand is very right to accept the blame for not seeking permission to make it, but that doesn't change that the outcome for me is sad.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to see a different outcome. I understand, but I would have liked a different outcome, and I think that a lot of people would have liked a different outcome. And what I am hoping more than anything else is that this isn't the end of the story. I hope that someday dBrand could really get into making licensed products, because they've got the quality, they've got the execution, they've got the distribution, they've got their finger on the pulse of what gamers and enthusiasts want. And so, if this was the hard slap on the wrist that it took for them to kind of go, okay, hold on a second.
Look how well that was going to sell.
Yeah.
The information from this is very valuable.
How could we do this differently and crush it? Right? Well, then maybe that's the best possible outcome from this. I don't know, man. Valve's a weird company. Because from my point of view, I might have looked at it and gone, well, yeah, I mean, okay, just give me a cut of the however many dollars that you're making, and fine, let's do it. Why waste? Waste not, want not.
They might also have a hard time partnering with certain companies because of their prickly external persona. They might I could see I don't know if Valve would really care, but I could see some companies not wanting to associate with a brand through official licensing who's going to say F you to customers on social platforms.
Man, I would hate for them to kind of lose the chip on their shoulder over this. But then also, I think losing the chip on your shoulder is just part of growing up. I mean, I said stuff on WAN Show 10 years ago I wouldn't say today. No, I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, what I said then was not, valid and how I felt at the time, but I was late 20s instead of late 30s. Mm-hmm. Still allowed to say late 30s, right? Mm-hmm. A little bit longer.
Currently legally acceptable.
All right, cool. 10 years is it's a long time, right?
Yeah. Swapped persona dBrand, where they turn into
rebrand,
oh wow. Oh wow. That's a really good name for it. dBrand licensed products being called rebrand. It's actually pretty sick. I like that.
Anyway, I'm sorry for this outcome. I know a lot of people really wanted it and were really excited about it. It was one of the most exciting things about the Steam Machine for me at launch. Now I'm more excited about the Steam Machine. Man, I've been enjoying the crap out of my week with it. Do I get to do another I'm talking about the Steam Machine again segment?
Yeah, sure. I have a little thing I want to add after that, so you go for it first.
Where's my Steam Machine notes? Actually, I don't even have my dock open on this computer, because even though this is my portable computer and therefore it's the one that I can bring with me to set, I haven't been using it. I have been carrying the Steam Machine between home and the office.
Man, Jaden, when he was working in office we didn't have computers we could give him at that point in time. So he just unironically used his Steam Deck for development, and at work and at home. He would just dock it when he was at home, he'd dock it when he was at work, and used it for software development for quite a while, unironically.
Floatplane built on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
For a bit.
We're Linus Media Group. How did we not have any computers?
It was laptops or something. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what the deal. This was quite a while ago at this point. like years.
Okay. I don't like it.
Maybe it was monitors was the problem.
We have always had a shortage of monitors.
It might have
At
been
least in my
monitors.
entire time I've been here.
I don't remember what the actual issue was, but there was some reason where it like actually did make sense for him to work on his Steam Deck.
Anywho, overall, I still love it, but the honeymoon period is definitely coming to a close. I was trying to copy files off of an iPhone recently, and massive credit, KDE Connect, very cool. Anyone ever tried to transfer 200 video clips over KDE Connect? Okay, well, doesn't work.
What happened?
Nothing, closes.
Oh.
Just dies. And so I kind of went, oh my God. Because on Apple, and this is on Apple, their interface sucks for selecting the photos that you want. Like there's no obvious way to batch it. So you can like do a few, and then I resorted to taking a screenshot of where I left off with what I had selected for the last batch so that I could continue selecting for the next batch. That just sucked and was slow. So I started with like 20 at a time and it was working. And then I went up to, I think, 45, and it got as far as transferred 35 out of 45 and then just closed. No indication of like, other than manually reading the file names on my computer. And then the thumbnails are obviously a little different because why would they be the same? And then having to like check the detailed thing on the phone to try to match up which ones went and which ones. I mean, it's 200 plus files. It's not practical.
Yeah.
So I eventually gave up and used a Windows computer. Android works fine. It's actually great. But the iPhone in KDE is apparently just not a thing.
I've never
at least
used KDE Connect.
not on SteamOS. So that was a downer. What else did I discover? There was okay, blah blah blah. Dude, Tailscale with an AI guide took me like 40 seconds to set up. Dude, having access to, so like once I had the files on the computer, or like I used a Windows machine to copy them from my iPhone to my NAS, and then I was like, okay, but I'm not gonna go easy on my Steam machine because I could have just used Tailscale to copy it from my Windows machine to our network storage here, but I was like, no, I'm gonna do that on the Steam machine. Dude, so fast, so easy. Just the network location mounted, done, good to go, freaking awesome. The process of downloading zipped files off of Google Drive and then trying to do anything with them is absolute dog poo. Yeah. Not sure why, but also uploading sucks. You can't just drag and drop.
Yeah, you can't.
You can go in Google Drive and you can go upload file, and then you can select files and you can upload them. But just dragging and dropping them, no dice.
I was going to say, I've drag dropped, but I'm not technically on the same thing.
Yeah. But my GoXLR worked flawlessly out of the box. And when you compare that to the current Windows experience, where there's like a GitHub repo that has some mismatched version, like I was not able to get my GoXLR Mini working on a brand new installation on a laptop recently. I spent like an hour at it, and I kept having it, like it was detecting a different firmware version for both the GoXLR app and then the GoXLR control panel, both of which, as far as I can tell, you need. So while it still works perfectly on my old machine that like has everything set up with my full-size GoXLR, I could not get the Mini working on a new machine, and there was no obvious step-by-step resources that I was able to use. And it doesn't help that Mini had been sitting for like 2 or 3 years. So it was on old firmware that I think I then like updated maybe like too far on one of them, and I can't get it matching anymore. I don't know what happened. But meanwhile, the GoXLR just worked on SteamOS, which was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm definitely running into some bumps, but also it's just comfortable. For the most part. For the most part, it's really good. I'm really enjoying using it.
Is it time for my quick aside topic?
Yeah.
Are you tired of the price of computers?
Yes.
Is the price of RAM
Yes.
getting you down?
It is.
Is the price of groceries getting you down?
It is.
Is the price of gas, because America just keeps bombing everyone, getting you down? Well, I have for you a great, one of the best first-person shooter games of all time is on sale
God.
for $6 Canadian. Even less if it's in USD. 85% off. Overwhelmingly positive. 95,000 reviews.
Buy the game
Wow. Now is the time.
to buy it.
Now is the time. Check it out.
I thought you were transitioning into another topic, or for those who are watching along, it's Titanfall 2. I don't know if he ever actually said that, or listening along. It's Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever actually said that.
No.
It is really great.
It's fantastic. For $6.
For $6 US, you should just buy it and play it.
Canadian.
Oh, sorry, $4 US.
Yeah.
And the system requirements are pretty modest these
not a new
days.
game
Yeah, it came
anymore.
out in 2016.
It still looks pretty good, though.
Oh, it looks fine.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
acceptably fine. It's kind of
Yeah.
like how
that's
like
fair.
2016 era movie CGI was also like,
It's fine.
if they put the budget into it, it was good enough. You could totally still watch it today. You know what actually is holding up really well? One of my kids has a really tough time with emotional moments in movies. She's very
Empathetic?
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely very empathetic creature. And so for a long time, she's avoided intense movies. And then we visited Universal Studios was it in Japan a while back? I don't know. Whatever the one that has a Jurassic Park ride where you like hang out of the thing. And she was like super proud of herself for being like riding this like pretty scary coaster. And I was like, I told her at the time, it was just like an offhand comment. I was like, man, if you can handle Jurassic Park the ride, you can definitely handle Jurassic Park the movie, even though I know generally you find movies scary. And she was on this like high of like having done it, that she was like, yeah, I want to watch Jurassic Park. And so I hadn't gotten around to it. This was like a while back. And so we finally started watching it together as a family the other night. It's kind of my laundry folding routine. I can excuse passive entertainment as long as I'm folding laundry. So it would have been on Wednesday night. I guess I was doing laundry. So anyway, we flipped on Jurassic Park, and dude, it holds up pretty well. I was pretty impressed with it. 1994, man.
Yeah.
94.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
And some of the animatronic stuff, when they put a lot of work into
93.
it, was super good.
Yeah, like dude, the egg hatching. Like obviously, as a grown adult, like I'm looking at it going, oh, that's a cute little puppet or whatever. But like for the kids, it wasn't immersion breaking, and that's the line, right? Like you could have modern CGI that's just like, it's not believable and it breaks your immersion, or you can have like old robots or makeup or whatever it is. There's always a line where it's like, I know it's special effects, but I can keep my suspension of disbelief versus like, oh my God, that's made of cardboard. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, really enjoying the heck out of it.
And if you need something you'll enjoy the heck out of,
what now?
I was just making a meme about Titanfall 2 again.
Oh, okay, yes, Titanfall 2, good game.
Yeah, speaking of not enjoying things, I guess, Netflix now requires every user profile to be tied to a unique email address. Profile, not account. User profile. Netflix is now requiring nearly every profile on an account to have its own unique email address and separate login. A permanent change a Netflix spokesperson confirmed started rolling out June 15th. Kids' profiles are the only exception. This turns what used to be simple profile slots, up to 5 under one login, into something much closer to individual user accounts. It's still rolling out gradually, so not everyone has been prompted yet. Netflix frames it as a convenience. That's a tough jump. And security upgrade.
Okay.
Your own login means easier sign-on on new devices, independent account recovery, two-factor authentication, and settings like language and playback tied to you instead of the account holder. Critics see it differently. Tying each profile to an identifiable email is the next logical step in the password sharing crackdown that started in 2022, since it makes casual sharing across households harder and gives Netflix cleaner per-user data for its ad-supported tier.
That's the one.
Netflix's own privacy policy notes email addresses may be shared with marketing and advertising partners. Nice. Cool. For now, there's a workaround. Users report you can go into account settings, into security section, and turn off feature testing. Okay, that's a temporary solution.
Oh, yeah.
To remove the prompt, at least until Netflix makes it mandatory. It also breaks a less common use case. People who set up multiple profiles to organize content by genre rather than by person now have to tie each junk profile to a real email. The real email part doesn't bother me too much. You can spin up a Gmail in 17 seconds flat these days.
Yep.
And with password managers, just slap that email into the password manager and then forget about it. But that is obviously, along the path to worse things.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the login sharing crackdown, as far as I can tell.
Yes.
I think that the extra user data and extra email addresses is kind of a happy accident. Not fully. I mean, I'm sure they've figured out that that's going to be good, but I suspect the main impetus for this is, hey, now Grandpa can have his own email address and account so that when it's time for him to log in, you don't have to share your email address and your password with him. Isn't that good? If we all just stopped sharing our email addresses and passwords, which actually is a good thing for us to not share email addresses and passwords. It's just that clearly
security for your Netflix account. Like, I'm not that worried, but also now instead of just being able to share your email and password when Grandpa forgets, you're now going to have to try to figure out what the heck his password is when he calls you anyways and tries to get you to help him log into his thing, and he's changed his password and you can't find it anywhere because he refuses to use the password manager properly, and you want to pull your darn hair out. So I actually don't think this is more convenient. I think there's going to be more deep annoyances like that. Even the everyone has independent email recovery, account recovery thing now. It's like, is that helpful? Was that required in the past? No, because you didn't have independent accounts for things. So I don't even see that as a benefit. I see that as a required new feature for the thing that they're pushing. It's just how the system works. If you have independent logins, you're going to have independent recoveries. What are we even talking about? It's not better. Anyways, sorry.
No, I'm enjoying the energy.
Anyways.
We should probably do a couple sponsors.
Sure.
Not that Dan would ever tell us. He put up a 2 more topics sign 4 topics ago.
Way to go, Dan.
Way to go, Dan.
That's technically what we're supposed to do next. So as long as he leaves it up there, we're just supposed to loop 2 more topics constantly.
Factor meals. One of the things nobody tells you about being an adult is that for the rest of your life, you're going to need to figure out on your own what's for dinner.
Yeah.
Every single night. Which, after work and all your other obligations, can be annoying to say the least. But Factor meals can help. They offer fresh, never frozen meals right to your house. They have over 100 different rotating weekly meals inspired by flavors from all around the world. So you're always going to have something to be excited about. Factor also launched a bunch of ready-to-eat salads. And just like their main dishes, everything has vibrant ingredients. Oh my God, these are pretty bougie ingredients that I don't even know how to pronounce. Miso edamame, I know that one, but elote corn, no idea. James from the business team actually spent a sizable amount of his childhood in Texas and misses that southern style. Well, Factor right now has a Creole shrimp and smoky cheddar grits option that might just satisfy his nostalgic taste buds. Everyone has different dietary needs, so if you're bulking up or if you're trying to shed a few pounds, there's meal options for you, including their Muscle Pro collection.
You look confused.
For strength and workout recovery. It's because I didn't know how to do a deadlift. And David was kind of explaining it. And also this uses a tensioning thing rather than weights.
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
Factor is going to do the shopping, prepping, meal planning for you, and then they deliver it to your door ready to be cooked in just a couple of minutes. Head to factormeals.com/WAN50OFF and use code WAN50OFF to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until September 27, 2026. The show is also brought to you by Odoo. People like to have options. Too soon. And they don't like jumping through hoops for their options. This is true of how people run their businesses as well. And our sponsor, Odoo, gives you the options without being forced to use multiple apps. Odoo is the all-in-one business management software that has just about any app your business could need integrated into one platform. So if you and your team are ready to take your disk business off the ground, Odoo's Projects app can help you get started. Once your project starts flying along, you can then use their CRM application to help you start sending quotes to clients or schedule important meetings on how you plan to continue making your disks or whatever it is you make. They even have an app to help you manage your inventory. You can set up min-max replenishment rules, or Odoo can trigger purchase orders manually, so you never run out of what you need to make the disks your customers want. Something that makes Odoo even cooler. If you only need a single app, you can use it for free. Use our link to get a 15-day trial with no credit card required, or you can book a demo with their expert team to learn how Odoo can help your business grow. All right. I assume you picked one. Sounds like I picked something energy from over there.
Yeah. Woman surprised when Flock surveillance tower appears in her yard without warning.
Yes.
A Virginia woman came home to find a Flock surveillance / gunshot detection device suddenly installed on her property with no warning or notice from the city. Even the responding police officer wasn't sure what it was at first, having to physically inspect it before realizing it was part of a city-approved rollout of gunshot detection tech. What a thing. The big issue is that the device wasn't on the approved install list, so residents are now worried about surprise unannounced surveillance popping up in residential areas. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is the Flock security thing has been an ongoing topic on WAN Show for a while and of large concern for people who have them installed near them. And I just think it's funny and interesting how the community's responding to them. Because I don't know anything about these guys, blah, 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 but there's sites like Anti-Flock that I've seen show up, which is a public map of Flock safety, ALPR cameras, Anti-Flock catalogs, and automatically license plate readers spotted in public, blah, 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 built on OpenStreetMap and community submissions. Find a camera we don't have, we'll pay you in crypto.
Wow.
And there's other similar bounty systems for Flock cameras out there. And it's interesting, like this, we've talked at length for many years on the show about like appropriate uses of cryptocurrency.
This seems like a prime use of cryptocurrency.
It seems awesome, actually. It seems really awesome. And like I remember there was some really interesting stuff in Ukraine when the Ukrainian currency got all whack when Russia first invaded. And there was people who were like trying to buy cars and stuff in order to escape. And they were using crypto. And that was like, oh, wow. Like, okay, a naturally interesting use for crypto. But this seems like you've talked about your brother-in-law.
Oh, with his like drone mapping company?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
That's pretty cool. This is a pretty interesting solution. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, I think there's probably a reason why people want a map of where they all are, and I think there's people taking actionables based on the map to a certain degree. So maybe submit new cameras to the map if you find it. Just an idea. Oh, wow. Man, there's such interesting things, man. This is wild. FlockHopper? So you can see where all the Flock cameras are. And then if I read the short description properly, you can use this to map yourself to places while avoiding the Flock cameras.
No way. But you're telling FlockHopper where you're going.
Yeah, which, maybe who knows who they are.
Like, is this a honeypot?
I mean, it might be. OpenStreetMap powered again. But yeah, you are telling them where you're going. I'm going from the Seattle Convention Center.
Sure. SFO.
Sure.
Let's go to SFO.
To SFO.
Yeah, we're going to go down to down California way. Okay.
Avoidance settings.
Camera distance.
We'll go there.
Sure. Oh, exceeds maximum.
Hmm.
Routes longer than 300 miles are not supported.
The straight line distance is 690 miles, but routes longer than 300 miles are not supported. Okay.
Okay, so you could just go to, I don't know, Microsoft headquarters. All right. What? Aren't they in Seattle?
They are in Redmond. I feel like that should be close enough. There we go.
Okay, direct route. No.
Because it's not just Flock. So I think that's what Flock cameras are, is these ALPR cameras.
Right.
So they're detecting theoretically all the different kinds. Direct, privacy. Interesting.
Oh, wait, what's the privacy one?
So I think a direct route. So basically, this is the most direct route, and there aren't any Flock cameras.
Got it.
But if there was a direct route that might have a few cameras, or a privacy route, you could decide between the two.
It's on iOS.
It's interesting. There's all this like infrastructure popping up around the fact that these cameras exist. That's been the fascinating part of the story
And
for me.
like the craziest part of all of this is I feel like the kinds of people that are going to get caught then in what they're doing are going to be the ones that are either like in many cases just like too dumb to use these tools. Like you're not going to spot someone who plans their crime if that's the justification for all of this surveillance. With that said, man, I mean, I've watched enough true crime stuff to see that a lot of criminals are pretty incompetent.
Yeah.
Like the number of people that just take their cell phone with them to murder somebody is like mind-blowing to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. We've talked about that a bit. There's someone in chat said there's a Your City is voting on these soon tracker. I didn't find it, but that's interesting.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There's a ton of stuff. I just find it very interesting.
You know what I find interesting? Creator warehouse announcements.
Hey.
No new announcements this week. FP announcements, then thanks. If it flows well, Sammy.
Thanks, Sammy.
I mean, I have a couple things for. I actually have a couple things for LTT Store. We have cables in stock right now. They are our top selling item at the moment. So if you want to send a checkout message, now is a great time to do it and pick up some of our TrueSpec cables. You'll find them under electronics, cables, and bippity, boppity, A to C, C to C, you name it. Oh, they're not all in stock anymore. Okay, well, a lot of them are in stock. You can still get like the 5-foot 20 gigabit per second, the 1 meter 40 gigabit. We still do have quite a few decent options. So now's a great time to go check them out. People are loving these cables. Freaking loving these cables. So freaking excited that they're finally in stock. We have more of them coming. Also, we're still running our end of season apparel sale. Boop. So there's a lot of stuff here that has, fewer sizes in stock, but if you check it out, you might be able to find some pretty good deals in here. This one's $60 off for the thermochromic jacket, all over print hoodies. I think we still have some of these. Yep, there you go. So go check it out. And hey, while you're at it, maybe send a checkout message. We don't do Twitch bits. We don't do super chats. We are all about checkout messages. We feel like if you're going to throw money at your screen while people are streaming at you, then hey, maybe you should probably get some high quality apparel or tools or cables in return. So just head over to lttstore.com, add anything you want to your cart, like, I don't know, maybe our Precision Pro multi-bit screwdriver. Sure, why not that? You can type a message, select any color you want, you can make it anonymous, or you can show your first name and last initial, and go ahead and check out. From there, it will go to producer Dan, who is wearing that sweater again. Who will pop it up, or who will reply to you, or who will curate it. And why don't we do a couple of curated comms so we can show you guys how it works?
Yeah, I've got a couple here for you. Hello, LLD. How often does your distributor get audited? Crossing my fingers for getting the correct size on my second replacement garment.
I think they do annual inventory audits, but as far as like, what you're asking, I think you're asking like, how often do we like check in on them? And it's very, very regularly. There's just been a lot of flux over the last year with various tariffs and logistical challenges. And people have been a lot busier working on mitigating dumb bullshit and had a lot less time for just doing their normal jobs and making everything run smoother. These things don't happen very often, but when they do, it's obviously very high profile and very embarrassing. What's more likely than anything else is like a master carton of that garment got mislabeled in the wrong size, and it was not properly investigated after the first return, and so it just the exact same error was made again. Our ship accuracy is actually not that bad. Like, we do track this stuff internally, and it's like very good, but that doesn't mean anything to the 0.1% of people who get the wrong thing. I get that, but we got you. We'll get you taken care of. Thank you for your patience.
Hi, STD. Short, tall, and dad. Shooting a bit of whimsy your way. If adventure was a color, what would that color be for each of you and why? You guys are the best. Wishing you an awesome weekend.
If adventure was a color.
I'm going to say forest green. It says wilderness to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Wilderness. That like pine needle green, that almost has like a smell to it. Pine. Yeah, I'm going to go with pine.
You tend to adventure in the forests?
You just asked, what color would be. I could. Could I not? Yeah. I could.
I feel like you don't prefer those adventures.
I mean, what adventure would I prefer, sir? I assume an adventure is outdoors, so that rules out a lot of adventure for me in terms of what I would choose to do if left to my own devices.
Fair. I'm going with red. I'm a huge fan of Type 2 fun. Mm-hmm. And red is like a little aggro, and Type 2 fun is usually pretty aggro when you're in the middle of it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Similar vein to Luke, I'm going with like free range egg yolk orange. A little bit more on the warm side of things.
Yeah.
It just kind of screams like, I have to wear clothing that I can be seen from a helicopter in.
That's when you know it's going to be good.
Yeah. Maybe that's Type 3 fun when you end up in the hospital.
When you wear the bright colored backpack, not because you're trying to be stealthy and cool and camo, but because you're like, oh, dude, gosh,
I will break my leg.
I hope someone finds me.
With a blinking light. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's when it's like, nice, we're doing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people are wondering, so I found this helpful graphic from semirad.com.
Oh, yeah, Type 3.
Yeah, Type 2 is the way to go.
Miserable when it's happening, fun in retrospect. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Masochism orange.
I find those things are more often notably memorable. Like you struggled through something with other people, and like
I kind of like it when Type 1 fun accidentally
bonded.
turns into Type 2 fun. And doesn't necessarily cross over into Type 3.
Yeah.
Let's have a fun day out. Wow, this is great. Oh, no.
Yeah, that can sometimes be really fun too, actually.
Yeah.
Because then you get to rise to the occasion.
And it's awful when it's happening, and then you look back on it. It's kind of sick.
Yeah. Type 3 is no good.
No, I don't think that's fun.
Yeah, I think it said right in it, not fun.
Yeah. No.
All right. You know what is fun, though? Japanese company Tarlin International launches hyper-realistic capsule toy PC parts that you can assemble and play with. Tiny motherboards, cases, and CPUs are coming after Tarlin inks a collab with the big four PC parts makers. Do you want to fire up the site? We'll go to a screen cap for you. These look super cute.
I'm there, yeah.
So you can actually assemble the parts into a working tiny tower made through official licensing deals with ASRock, Gigabyte, MSI, and Intel. That's a really odd big four. I don't see ASUS there. And also, if we're talking CPU makers, AMD's not there, and no NVIDIA.
You can
anyway.
They have like server racks?
The teased first wave includes 3 branded miniature motherboards. Wait, where did you access this?
This isn't even it. This is from the doc. Toys One Japan list of products is what I went to.
Okay.
So I think I just got to go to Tom's, basically. Tom's has the...
There you go. Okay. So the teased first wave includes 3 branded miniature motherboards, the ASRock Z890 Steel Legend Wi-Fi, the Gigabyte Z890 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi 7 Plus, and MSI's Meg Z890 Ace, along with an Intel Core Ultra 7 270K Plus CPU that installs into any of the boards. There's also case fans, a power supply, a tower case. It's gachapon. So each $3 pull is random, and you need roughly 5 drops to complete a build. Tarlin also sells licensed 1/12 scale Palm Network equipment capsules that recreate real data center and enterprise gear down to the model number, spanning Cisco rack mount switches, Lenovo ThinkSystems, Dell PowerEdge, Fortinet, FortiGate firewalls, Extreme Networks, NEC, NetApp, and F5, alongside past oddities like a temporary toilet series and an articulated crayfish. They even had an earlier Intel Core i7-8700 CPU capsule back in 2024. There's no final release date for full parts list for the new PC line yet. Obviously, I wouldn't spend $3 on this, let alone multiple $3, so that I could do multiple polls. But I just
people will.
think it's cute that it exists, and if someone else buys it, I will look at it and I will say, that's cute. I'm glad I didn't spend my money on it.
How would you feel about being forced to spend your money on it through an employee spending money on it to make like a short or something? Because realistically, I guess the gachapon part of it is that you just buy the capsule. So it's like, is that one of the turny things, or is it a claw machine thing? Because you have a claw machine, so you could recreate the experience with a claw machine.
Yeah. I think this is a random. I think this is a random chance one, and I'm not really that into it. Although one of my badminton friends recently told me that apparently for a lot, or at least some gacha stuff, if you're willing to buy an entire master carton of it, it's guaranteed to contain everything.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah, he had a bunch of them, and I was like, "Oh man, you didn't waste a bunch of money to like get every single one, did you?" He's like, "No. You can just, if you like them enough that you know you want all of them, then you can just buy the whole thing." That I don't mind. Yeah, Crystal says depends on the thing, but yeah. So that I don't mind so much.
Sure.
If I know what
you're still just buying the thing that you want.
Yeah, I'm still just buying plastic junk, but at least I'm buying a plastic junk thing that I know I want. I don't want to just spend money on something that I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be fine with that. I mean, oh man, there's no money in shorts, like, you know that, right? Like I don't know how much these cost, but I probably wouldn't get it back for shorts. Like we uploaded a short today on the main channel that has. Actually, no, I should use one from an earlier day, just because monetization has like a half a day or a 1 day delay on it or something like that. Here, racing with Steam controllers got almost 900,000 views and made $108. Literally not even enough to buy the multiple Steam controllers we used. Like it's, never mind, paying people to work on it and edit it and whatever. Like it's purely just an awareness segment of the funnel thing for us, except when it manages to go somewhat viral. Like, shorts revenue is trash. It's a mystery to me that YouTube is pushing it so hard, because I just don't see how there's a viable business model in there for them. Like, in cases where the short purely exists to promote our products, then it could kind of make sense. Like we did this one a little while ago, asking how many of our magnetic cable management arches does it take to hold up a PC? And it's just like your classic short, escalating stakes, we're going to keep trying it, and then eventually, we succeed. That made, let's see, oh my God, I hate when I click a video in the Studio app, and then I go back, it doesn't take me back to the Studio app, it locks me in the YouTube app. So that did 2.5 million views and made $300. So good thing that was an already broken PC. Otherwise, we wouldn't have even broken even on the parts for making the video. Even as it is, like, I'd be surprised if that even covers the labor of making this video. But presumably, we might have sold some cable management arches or something. But like, shorts is brutal from like a revenue standpoint. We just do it to like be there, if that kind of makes sense. Kind of like how we started the WAN Show, just to have a foothold in live. So we're doing something around live. If live ends up being the entire future of online media, then we won't be starting from nothing.
At least we are there, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ads are about to get a bit quieter in California. On July 1st, it has become illegal for streaming platforms to play ads louder than the content being watched in the state of California. I love this idea. Interesting how it's going to be in execution. Governor Gavin Newsom signed this bill, SB 576, into law back in October 2025. Before, it was only broadcast cable and satellite TV providers that were affected by the CALM, Commercial Advertising Loudness Mitigation Act, which was signed back into law in 2010. It is still not 100% confirmed if this will only apply to users in California, if these streaming companies will keep ads at their current volume in other states. Streaming services in the past have argued they are already trying to manage the loudness of advertisements that come from server-side ad insertion that may be inconsistent with the loudness of the programs. Also argued it's tough due to the broad range of output devices, including TVs, tablets, and phones. That part, I don't know about that. But the one thing that does have me kind of wondering is, like, what if you're watching like effectively a silent stream? Is the ad just muted? Like, is there a minimum? Because like TV and stuff, I can feel like it's going to be a little bit more measured, but streaming is weird.
Yeah, it can be all over
a lot of really weird stuff with streaming.
With that said, it's also very obvious, though, that they're playing the ads louder on purpose.
Oh, yes.
So if at the very least, this forces them to target a loudness that is probably pretty close to what the content creator was running their loudness at, then that's probably good enough to the point where people will stop complaining about it, which is realistically what this measure is meant to achieve. So
someone also said ASMR stream for the win. I don't know. I don't know if ASMR is technically quiet.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
It's more about the nearness of the recording and the delivery.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the quietness of it.
And they're like whispering, but it's high gain and they're right next to the mouse. Mic.
This is hilarious. Avon Fox says, it's been illegal in Australia for decades on free TV. So what they do is they highly compress the ad audio so it sounds louder.
That's kind of what I'm saying with ASMR is, like, it doesn't necessarily seem like it's loud, but it might be the same loudness as other content.
That's hilarious. All right. What else we got this week? Hey, in other console disc related news, Xbox is testing a disc to digital feature. The Verge reports that Microsoft is testing a feature that would let Xbox One and Xbox Series owners insert a physical game disc and convert it to a digital license that is tied to their account. The system would make physical games behave like digital purchases with perks like cloud streaming or Play Anywhere support, but the license would still be tied to the disc itself, so selling or lending the disc would affect access. How the crap would that work?
I have no idea.
I shall read on. Apparently not all discs are going to work, and the Verge article says that Microsoft is warning its internal testers that it all depends on how and when the disc was manufactured, as it may not have all the features needed for this program.
Huh.
Fascinating.
Judging by what's going on in the market, this is likely part of a bigger shift towards more digital Xbox future, like a next-gen console without a disk drive, while still giving current disk owners a way to preserve their libraries.
Oh, so that way I could pull my old Xbox off the shelf and still play my backwards compatible Xbox games on my Project Helix, assuming anybody buys it, by converting that disc to a digital license. But what I'm having or to a digital copy of the game. But I'm just having a really hard time understanding how, if the disc is still the license for the game, and if you're going to have to put it in order to validate the license, then how is this any different? Because realistically, no one's gaming off of the disc anymore anyway. You have to install the game.
Maybe you have to do it every once in a while, or maybe as long as that disc is not detected in another online connected Xbox.
Oh, I could see that.
For a certain period of time, then you are still given the license.
It allows you to swap games and such without needing to swap discs. I understand that. I'm just asking how it can use the disc as the license while enabling that functionality. That's the question. But yeah, I could see them doing like Steam offline mode, for example. All right. Well, man, sounds good. More flexibility is more better. I can't say that I would strongly recommend doing this. It seems like leaving the game and the disc as one thing is the most consumer-friendly version of this that consumers could enjoy having the friendliness of, but I will never say no to more options for how to use the media that I have paid for. We can jump right into, you want to talk about the
memory stuff?
The class action lawsuit? Yeah.
Yes. Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron sued over alleged DRAM. Alleged. Yeah, sure. Alleged DRAM price fixing amid record memory costs. Lawsuit claims coordinated HBM shift was cover to curtail DDR3 and DDR4 production. Samsung, hit with class action lawsuit on June 25th in the Northern District of California, where 17 plaintiffs, a mix of individuals and small PC building firms, accused the three of illegally coordinating to restrict DRAM supply and inflate prices. The complaint says prices have jumped roughly 700% over 4 years, and the three companies together control around 90% of the global DRAM market. It's filed as Garcia Guire,
sure,
I think, versus Samsung Electronics under the Section 1 of the Sherman Act, which you are all obviously super, aware of.
That's my favorite section.
Know what it is. It even name drops the RAM-pocalypse. The core claim is that the trio used the industry-wide shift to HBM, stacked memory, as a pretext to wind down DDR3 and DDR4 production, choke conventional DRAM supply, and drive up prices. The plaintiffs argue that in a truly competitive market, at least one of the three would have ramped up conventional DRAM output to capture those rising prices, but none did. I also think if you look at precedents at all, you'll know that these boys be enjoying this type of activity. It is worth being clear on how hard this is to win, showing that all three cut output and prices soared isn't enough on its own. The plaintiffs have to prove that there was an actual agreement to coordinate, not just three companies independently chasing the most profitable product, which would be APM, which is
HBM.
Also...
Yeah.
What did I say?
APM. Pretty close.
I meant HBM, which is legal. The suit leans. Oh my goodness! The suit leans. On history to argue a pattern. Samsung and SK Hynix pleaded guilty to criminal DRAM price fixing back in 2005. Apparently, I can reset it by yelling. That's good to know. Part of a DOJ case that levied, I got it, $731 million in fines. The plaintiffs are seeking treble?
That you're reading it correctly. That might be just a typo in the notes.
Damages and a court order to end the alleged squeeze. Alleged. I still think alleged is funny.
No, treble damages is a thing.
Okay.
A legal remedy that allows a court to triple the amount of actual compensatory damages awarded to a prevailing plaintiff. It's a punitive measure.
Got it.
Let's try Lexand.
Yeah.
For Luke.
Cool.
It's cool that someone is doing something.
Hopefully they win.
This isn't going to work.
No.
But
not.
I think it's, I think it's cool that they're doing something. That's cool.
Nice.
But like HBM is the most lucrative product. And so I think it would be pretty easy for these guys to...
Oh, yeah, obviously. The reason why I'm shooting down the allegedly part so quickly is just that, like, the precedent for this is so deep and so thorough. Like, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. They're all chasing the most highly profitable thing. They're also all doing it in lockstep because that's even more profitable. Nice. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's so obvious.
I doubt they would be stupid enough to have a formal agreement again. But
again,
everyone knows, which direction the industry is going. There's only that's the thing. There's only so many players, right? So until
China steps in,
when you're NVIDIA and you're basically just like, well, we need 1 billion HBM stacks.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to know about it. Everyone's bidding on it. Everyone is on the same page about it. So they don't have to have a formal agreement. They just see the demand forecast. They see the production forecast and they go, oh, demand here, production here. Oh, price go here. But hey, this is kind of neat. And legitimately, Meta is using custom chips to run DDR4 in servers that were designed for DDR5. And to be clear, that was the headline from, I believe it was Tom's Hardware. Tom's Hardware's headline is Meta fights soaring hardware costs by reusing old DDR4 server memory in new DDR5 only servers. They're not quite just putting DDR4 memory into DDR5 servers. Those servers still have to have DDR5 in them. But Meta built a custom chip that lets it pull old DDR4 memory out of decommissioned servers and then run it alongside DDR5 memory at a slower speed in their newer servers. The chip is called Vistara, and it's apparently already running across millions of servers. Normally, servers get retired after 3 to 5 years, but the memory is good for 7 to 10. So Meta was tossing perfectly usable DDR4, which in this day and age, in this economy...
Yeah, that's crazy.
On top of that, about 40% of its fleet couldn't have its memory expanded at all, which in this economy, when everybody needs more memory... The trick to overcome this is CXL, a standard that lets you attach memory to a processor over the PCIe bus instead of over normal RAM slots. So Vistara is a custom CXL chip that bridges the old DDR4 to AMD's DDR5 only EPYC Turin CPUs over PCIe. So each of these MEM servers has 768 gigs of fast DDR5 and then about 256 gigs of recovered DDR4 for about 1 terabyte total. Now, obviously, the DDR4 is much slower. It works out to roughly 10 times less bandwidth. Oh my God, what a way of phrasing that. So a tenth of the bandwidth versus the directly attached DDR5. And then Meta handles that in software. So the system will automatically shove rarely touched data onto the slower DDR4 while keeping the frequently used stuff on fast DDR5. And it works well enough that Meta says it cut the number of AI servers that it needs by up to 25%. Our discussion question is, in this economy? No, sorry. It's when even a company the size of Meta is raiding its own decommissioned servers to harvest usable RAM instead of buying new. What does that tell you about how bad the memory shortage has actually gotten? Okay, so I was only partially kidding. Our discussion question, in this economy?
Yeah.
If you were wondering if it's all fake and a conspiracy, this basically answers your question, that they would go and create this chip in order to do this. Tells you everything that you need to know.
Really cool. I mean, I wasn't aware of a standard that allowed you to run more RAM over PCIe.
Oh, CXL super cool.
That's actually sweet. I never heard of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it can be used for like contemporaneous RAM too. Just if you need to add like buckets and buckets and buckets of RAM, because the latency is still low. It's just that the bandwidth is constrained by the PCIe bandwidth.
Yeah. Very interesting. But like, oh man, God, it's so brutal to be into computers right now. I think for a lot of people, they're just not. They're pausing.
Yeah.
I think for a ton of people, they're just pausing.
I mean, you had talked about that earlier.
Not a current interest.
Could Microsoft just pause the next Xbox? Could they just
I think the market
wait
for it is not going to be super excited right now.
Man, see, I know that contract prices are still going up. I think Microsoft has said they're expecting RAM to like double again by next year or something like that. I forget exactly, what the forecast is, but hold on a second. Okay. I made that video a little while ago, right? When I was like, okay, the worst might be over. Yeah. And I pointed at how there's actually been some dips in prices. I came across a 32 gig kit for $300 earlier this week. Like there are some cracks that are starting to show, and
it's funny because that's so bad.
It's not great.
It's so bad.
But recovery is better than going the other way. No, I know.
It's just so funny that like that actually sounds like a steal right now.
I know.
But like, my God.
But hold on. And it's there's always cycles though. Like
I hear you. It's just
I remember oh man, I was having a dinner at CES with my old Crucial rep back when I was a product manager at NCIX, and he was old school, right? Been in the industry like his whole adult life, and he was joking about like the, not literally, but like the hookers and blow days of the memory industry, because he was like laughing. He was like, yeah, and one stick was like $1,000, and you couldn't keep the things in stock. They were selling like candy. It was like a non-stop party, and everyone was invited. And now you can get gigabytes and gigabytes, and we're selling them for like 3 points margin if we're lucky. It's crazy, and so these boom and bust cycles have always been part of it. And I feel like what's the noose meme?
The noose?
Yeah. This. I feel like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's
first time guy.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad that it's $300 for a kit. That is bad.
This too shall pass.
But this too shall pass.
China's gonna waddle over to the memory area and be like, hey guys,
remember what we did with displays?
Yeah, and practically everything else. And
so I'm looking at and some of the other cracks that I talked about in that video are not just still there, but they're starting to widen. I mean, the big news from Facebook earlier this week is that because apparently, just like XAI, they're not 100% sure what to do with all the bloody AI compute capacity they built, and they're starting to lease it out to other players. That's a good thing.
That is very good, yeah.
That's a good thing, because what that tells us is that the insane parabolic ramp up in building is, it's going to plateau. If somebody has excess capacity,
Not only just that,
it's got to plateau.
For all the capacity that gets rented out, could be in a fun accounting way, capacity that isn't being now built, if that makes sense. Because it wasn't being fully used by them, no, so this new upstart company is not building another DC.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, yes, the contract prices keep going up, but like the deals on the street are not going parabolic. The cracks in the insatiable appetite are starting to show. I want to see how obviously we have no choice. We're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out. But I think we're gonna be okay in a while. And if you can put off a memory upgrade right now, I'd strongly recommend that. If you're building a new system, DDR4 is still attainable at reasonable-ish pricing, and you can still get really good performance. I mean, this is something that's so important to highlight. And we talk about this in every CPU review, right? Where we'll put up all the numbers from labs and we'll go, at 1080p, the new one is the fastest, it's the bee's knees, you buy all the fastest things, consume. Oh, by the way, when you turn the resolution up to even 1440p, which I might remind you right now, a 1440p gaming monitor, okay? We're going to go 1440p, 240 hertz, okay? We're talking a flipping gaming can be had for under $200 US. These are Canadian rubles, guys. This is AOC. This isn't even some random brand that you've never heard of. Acer Nitro, 255 CAD. So that's times 0.7 to get to US dollars. So it's 75 off from that. So we're talking 180 US dollars for a 1440p gaming monitor. Like, if that's not the upgrade you're making right now, while RAM is super expensive, then maybe your priorities are not quite right. And if you have a 1440p gaming monitor, we've seen it time and time again. The performance difference between the latest and greatest CPU and one that's even a few generations old, it's not that big. Use the older platform. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Like, Luke and I have advocated for years that you got to find your Scrapyard Wars spirit.
The whole reason why Scrapyard Wars exists is because we were trying to we were making, the popular term for it back then was Lambo videos. I think now it's more appropriately called like Halo products. But we were trying to find a way to make it so that people wouldn't just watch the like 780 video.
780, nice.
But like, actually, that's the era we were in.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out, like, how do we find a way to make it, because like the 60 series, if we're going back to NVIDIA cards, the 60 series cards are the ones that basically everybody buys. NVIDIA's tried to shove that price performance number up to the 70 to get more dollars out of people. But historically, especially back then,
I think it means succeeded.
Succeeded, yeah. It's the 5070 now. But back then, the 60 series cards were the primary cards from NVIDIA that people actually bought. The 60 series cards will get like the least views out of all of them that we would talk about. And the 80 or in rare cases 90 or whatever series card would get by far the most views. So we were trying to find some way to promote, more frugal or more cost effective or whatever you want to call it lifestyles while getting people to actually click on the darn videos. It was very hard. And like, one of the only things that we really thought of to do that was Scrapyard Wars. We went from the other end with another series. It had a more ridiculous name. It wasn't like Overkill. It was you still do them sometimes. Compensator, yeah. Yeah, the compensator system.
Where we meme on the top end stuff.
Yeah, so we're kind of attacking it from both sides.
Yeah.
But you can't just release like the review of some card and it be like the one that everyone buys and have it actually get views. It doesn't work. So
make the rules, man.
So we were trying to find something.
Parallelogram in chat says, I'd like to see you try and Scrapyard Wars with the RAM crisis.
Yeah, it sucks.
DDR4, baby.
And it is DDR4, but it still sucks.
I mean,
actually, those prices have come down.
$50 is fine.
What the heck?
If I can get a 16
Those
gig,
prices have come way down.
if I can get a 16 gig kit for 50 Canadian rubles, no, that is not fast DDR4. Not my, favorite thing, but here's a crazy idea. Learn to overclock your memory. Take a time of hardship and learn something new. Scrapyard war it.
That did kind of look like DDR3, someone pointed out in Floatplane chat, but there is also
Which?
a lot of heat sinks
That's
that
DDR4.
go across generations.
It says 4 right on it.
Yeah, I think they had very similar heat spreaders on 3.
Yep.
Like those ripjaws in the top left, I swear they had DDR3 kits that looked exactly the same, or very close to it.
We can double check.
It's not even ripjaws, it's ballistics.
No, this is DDR4.
Lead free.
Yep.
But yeah, they will very often have heat spreaders that look effectively the same across gens.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Like, dude, it's is this a great
Honestly,
situation?
Did
No.
DDR4 used market RAM go down?
I mean, that's the thing
I swear
about
it was higher.
that's
than
the thing about the secondhand market is brand
much
new.
more varied.
Brand new is going to be based on like hype. It's going to be based on marketing. It's going to be based on shiny. But the secondhand market, no product can hide from its true value. And sometimes that means that something's worth a lot. And, a perfect example of that would be something like 3090s still be worthing
There's still
much money.
There is still market manipulation on the used market, but
To such
it's
a
much
lesser degree.
smaller degree. Yeah, totally.
Like if something is still, really useful because it has 24 gigs of VRAM or whatever, yeah. But if something's just actually plentiful and not that in demand, then the used market is unforgiving. It will go down because people got to move it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Right? Someone like an NVIDIA, they have the luxury of going, well, I will allocate my wafers to my super profitable data center hardware and my networking ICs, and I will just simply make less GeForce in order to make sure that the price of Joe GPU clearance V9 sale doesn't have that luxury. These got to move.
V9 sale. What's going on there?
That's in Chilliwack, baby.
Hey, you want to go whack some chilies, dude?
Yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah.
So it sucks, and I realize that me being removed from the scrappy. I buy things for as cheap as I can and like fix them and stuff like that. It probably comes across grating to some people for me to say this stuff, but it's not like I didn't live this. It's not like there weren't periods of stuff being more affordable and less affordable while I was a working SAP. And that's a huge part of why I have the knowledge base and the troubleshooting skills that made me be able to build the media company that I am speaking to you from today. I think it's a great opportunity to learn and get the most out of, what is out there. And DDR4 is out there, man. Just, you gotta be savvy though. Don't go and try and buy an X3D chip. So that's an example of something that's older gen, but still really expensive because the demand's really high because everybody knows the X3D branding. Like, what's a Ryzen? Let's see what we can find. And I kind of want to see what there is on like AliExpress for like pre-bundled boards and stuff. Because we're getting to the point where there's got to be some harvestable, like mobile stuff that's like DDR4 era at this point. I legitimately am just thinking out loud right now. I have not looked into that. And oh man, this site is insufferable. Like, how am I supposed to interact with your website? Oh, I have to see this X here that I didn't even notice. No, don't allow. Go away. Motherboard. Let's see what we got. Motherboard, CPU, DDR4. What are we looking at here? Oh gosh.
And how bad
the old
are
X99s? Anyway, sorry, was that?
How bad are these?
Nothing wrong with those.
Do they affect performance at all?
They don't affect performance, except that SODIMMs typically are not rated as high.
Yeah.
And so especially for SODIMMs, you're going to be hard pressed to find something that has really tight timings. Mm-hmm. So it might be rated for like a good mega transfer per second speed, but your latency is going to suck. And so I would avoid those unless you get an outstanding deal on some harvested SODIMMs or something like
Especially
that.
because they have their own cost, right? So like, we'd have to offset quite a bit.
I can't believe how many options there are for old X99 boards still. You know those like remanufactured server chipset ones?
I'm trying to wonder why.
Well, I
Were they
think...
used for mining a bunch or something?
No, there were
doubt
just
it.
so bloody many of those chipsets to be harvested from data centers that are throwing them all away, and the same for the chips. Like, here's a board. What is this? A board, a CPU, and 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM for 64 Canadian rubles. That is a slow CPU now. It has 10 cores.
It is very slow, though.
But that is a slow CPU.
And not only are the gigahertz slow, but that's going to be some rough IPCs at this point, too.
Okay, here we go. What are we looking at here? Engineering sample. Engineering sample 0000. Product performance. Refer to the i7-11800H. That's a functional... No, that's a functional CPU.
No, I just...
It's a 2.3 gigahertz or 2.2 gigahertz engineering sample.
We won't tell you what it is, but
It's
refer to this thing.
Max Turbo 4.5 though.
fine.
Apparently it does. Maybe I should buy one of these. 200 CAD. So that's 140 US, and that includes your motherboard, your CPU, but not your DDR4. You'll have to pick up some DDR4. But then, as we saw, DDR4 are $50 CAD. So we're talking 250 CAD. So that's like still way less than 200 USD for your CPU, motherboard, and RAM. And it's not a great performing CPU, but it's a cromulent CPU. It's a little more modern than these like X99 combos that are just like, you will run into games where literally the CPU doesn't support like instructions you need in order to run the game now. Like, they're too old.
I've been kind of interested in... I watched a basically homeless video recently where he built a cyber deck. And I've noticed a couple different tech creators in the tech creator space have recently done videos on cyber decks.
Yeah, we talked about it in writers' meeting like a few weeks back.
Yeah, it seems like a mild trend right now.
Really trendy.
And something that caught my eye when he was talking about his cyber deck was this company, which I had never heard of before.
Latte Panda, yeah. We've talked about them before.
And some of their... I probably just forgot. I don't know. I don't remember brand names very well. But some of their products are like...
Very cool.
Pretty skookum.
Yep.
This thing's kind of a beast, actually.
Yep.
Like, I was kind of looking into the different various things you could do with this, and it's pretty impressive.
They were either the first or they were among the first to do like a powerful x86 SBC.
Yeah.
And
like,
that was kind of how they made their name.
Yeah, it's like pretty serious business. Obviously, there's some trade-offs, but like...
We have an alpha from 2018, it looks like.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I found another motherboard.
Kind of fun.
Want to find some old Epic Rome chips?
Whoa.
And put them on a Huananxi H12D. Yeah, I want a Chinese remanufactured board for my dual Epic server. Sorry, I love AliExpress
Does that
motherboard
come with
shopping.
the chips?
No.
Okay.
No, just a motherboard.
I was gonna like buy that now.
This is just a crazy pants motherboard that I was just like, that's a crazy pants motherboard.
I was ready to whip the phone out and make a purchase.
AMD Gaming NAS motherboard. No RAM, no ROM, no OS. What is this?
Just a block of gray.
Yeah, what is this?
I have no idea.
Okay. Powered by mobile engineering sample chips. Interesting. Oh, here we go.
What is this?
Yeah, so you get a motherboard and a 7845HX, And this uses DDR. Oh no, this has got to be DDR5 then. What kind of DDR is it? Sorry, I'm just like shopping at this point.
No, this is fun.
Specifications. Here we go. It's got to be DDR5 though. I think so. I think they don't want to show any serial numbers or anything. Yeah, AM5. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll keep looking on my own time, and I'll see what I can find for like mobile chips adapted, old harvested mobile chips on motherboards. It looks like 11th gen is kind of where it's at right now for that in terms of what's actually like affordable. Seems like could be not a bad thing. All right. What else we got to talk about today? This one. Do you want a funny one?
Yeah.
3 YouTube channels, H3H3 Productions, Mr. Short Game Golf, and Golfholics sued Apple back in April, alleging that they deliberately circumvented YouTube's protections against video scraping to train their AI models.
I remember this.
And that Apple profited substantially, quote unquote, by doing so. The same trio have also filed parallel suits against Meta, Nvidia, ByteDance, and Snap. Here's some background context. Apple seems like a strange company to sue given their lack of public frontier video models. But back in December 2024, 14 Apple employees co-authored a research paper called STIV, Scalable Text and Image Conditioned Video Generation, which is a text/image to video generative model. The paper references its training data, and one of the data sets listed is Panda 70M. Panda 70M was originally compiled by Snap and is built from around 3.8 million YouTube videos, chopped into about 70.7 million clips. The dataset does not contain the actual video files. It's just a list of links to YouTube content. So to actually train on it, somebody has to go to YouTube and download every referenced video themselves. The downloading step is what the YouTubers are arguing required circumventing YouTube's anti-scraping protections. This week, Apple has responded with a motion to dismiss, arguing that the videos were free for anyone to watch with no login or paywall. So, whatever download blocking YouTube has doesn't legally count as an access lock, and the DMCA claim only works if there was a lock-on access in the first place. Full legal document quote from MacRumors, for reference here. Plaintiffs allege that they posted audiovisual works to YouTube and that any number of the public can see them there. No password, no payment, no lock, no key. Allegedly, YouTube employs technological measures to prevent unauthorized downloading, but because YouTube provides public access to the videos, the alleged technological measures do not control access to the works, as Section 1201A requires. This is fascinating.
Using the Atlantic tool to check Panda 70M, LTT has 4,701 videos listed there.
So basically, Apple is arguing that surely they cannot possibly have violated my copyright on those videos, which I definitely own, because those videos were posted on YouTube. If Apple wins this, do you remember when Apple demanded that old ad collateral of theirs was taken down? Do you remember this? Someone archived old Apple like keynotes and product imagery.
Seems like it was publicly shared to me.
Seems like it was publicly accessible to me with no lock and key.
Anything on Apple's website is publicly accessible with no lock and key.
Does Apple really want to win this?
I feel like that would be insane if they do.
This would completely scrap like copyright as it currently exists. And there might be some people who are going to root for that. I don't think Apple is one of them.
Yeah.
So basically you're saying that if I have a downloader that can, get it and, it was publicly, where's the line on
not
publicly
even the
downloader?
Facing? They're just accepting the fact that they circumnavigated the download limitations.
Yeah.
They're just being okay with that.
This is wild. What an argument. They're not even pretending that they didn't just take it.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Discussion question. You both lived through Napster, through the Napster era. Is this the Napster moment for AI, where the lawsuits don't really fix anything and it ends up with someone building a licensing pipe?
I mean,
I feel like something like that will happen.
what does that look like, though? I mean, I tried to raise that back at Creator Summit, where I was basically just like, okay, so, ultimately, if Google builds a licensing agreement for other companies to access YouTube videos, what does my compensation look like for that? And I couldn't get a clear answer out of anybody, because what I suspect is that they would just kind of go,
They want to pocket it for sure.
I think we'll just keep that. Kind of like how YouTube avoids engaging in a deeper conversation with me every time I ask about what happens to the money from the AdSense on non-partner program videos, because it used to be they just didn't have ads on them. Well, now they have ads, and YouTube just, I guess, takes 100% of it, because they don't have to share it with anybody.
There's rampant perverse incentives when it comes to that. I was shared a video recently. I'm trying to remember the details. There's like this weird robot arm that scans over this lady's actual real arm thing.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's putting a tattoo on her arm with a laser or something. And it's just very obviously AI. But the reason why it was shared to me was it was someone that I know, but they had watched the WAN Show segment where we were complaining about how YouTube is going down a bad path. Practically all of the comments, and with tons of upvotes, were like, is this what YouTube has become? Look at the fall of YouTube. Wow, seems like there's a lot of room for competition now that YouTube is going to whatever else. And it was just like, whoa, I haven't seen comments like that on YouTube ever. The entire comment section wasn't going, oh gross, this video is AI. They were going, oh gross, YouTube has no mechanisms for solving this. There's no dislike button, so you can't flag to other users that it is very easily. Comments are super easy to bot. It's brutal, man. They got to figure this out. They got to figure the shorts thing out. Because the other thing with shorts is they're so short-lived, usually.
Yeah.
They'll blow up and then disappear. And if you're trying to spread some misinformation or whatever else, that's fine.
Yeah. But if you're
Finding
trying to have
a short again after you've seen it once is who knows?
So, just for fun, let's play a little game. I'm playing this on the WAN Show.
Oh.
I'm recording it. I am profiting from it right now.
To me, it seems like it's freely shared with no lock or key.
Yep. So therefore, there was nothing for me to circumvent. Therefore, I am well within my rights to have this and profit from it and benefit from it in whatever way I see fit. Right?
Seems like it, based on their argument, right? Plaintiffs allege that they posted audiovisual works to YouTube.
Yep.
And that any member of the public can see them there with no password, no payment, no lock, no key. Allegedly, YouTube employs technological measures to prevent unauthorized downloading.
Well, clearly I'm able to get around this by recording my screen while I watch the video. So that just seems like if Apple didn't want anybody to have this, then they probably shouldn't have posted it on YouTube. That seems. Is there anything inconsistent between my argument and Apple's argument here?
No, they specify at the end, but because YouTube provides public access to the videos, as they are with this one, alleged technological measures do not control access to the works. So we're good to use it, based on Apple's claim.
Wow. And to be clear, there's a lot of people who agree with Apple's response to H3, Mr. Short Game, and Golfholics. I just don't think Apple really agrees with Apple, and it will be fascinating to watch them bend themselves into a pretzel, trying to reconcile this stance with their previous stances. How much you want to bet that I get a copyright strike on this video from Apple?
Oh, yeah. Almost guaranteed. They do that normally, right? They're like Nintendo.
I don't know.
If it was Nintendo, I would be sure.
Hard to say.
Apple, I'm not 100% certain.
I do know that the person who archived all the old Apple marketing collateral was no longer hosts it. That's publicly available information.
Interesting.
Very.
All right, what do we got next?
And I often get accused of being like an Apple hater. What I hate is hypocrisy.
Yeah.
That's what I hate. I don't hate Apple. I use their products. Love some of their products. But I hate hypocrisy. If you're going to, if you're going to be that guy that's like strict by the numbers, IP law, copyright, be that guy. Be Nintendo. To Nintendo's credit, they don't steal other people's IP. They are internally consistent, which at the very least I don't have to like, but I have to respect. That's your stance. That's your position. You're treating others as you wish to be treated. That's the golden rule. I respect that at the very least. I often don't like it, the way Nintendo does things. But you can't have it both ways. It can't be, here's a set of rules for everybody else, and here's my rules. No, you. You can't do that. It's not cool. That's all. Oh, you know what is cool is telling you about...
And did you do the Floatplane stuff? I don't think so.
No. You know what else is cool is telling you about Ahrefs. If your business is getting buried in the Google and Bing algorithms, there's lots of reasons for that. But there's a good chance it's because your company isn't optimized for being found online. Thankfully, Ahrefs can help you with SEO that helps make sure your business reaches the potential clients and customers you'd like. They can crawl the web on your behalf and store petabytes of information about live sites. They look for things like AI visibility, keyword rankings, both paid and organic search traffic, and more. Ahrefs also has a full library of pre-built marketing tools and apps built by their team with the freedom for you to clone and customize them for your individual needs. With Ahrefs, you'll have full access to what you need to turn SEO data into concise answers as to why people can't find you, and then you'll be given recommendations for next steps. So if you're running an e-commerce shop, Ahrefs can help you track hundreds of SKUs and give you insight into not just which products are being searched for, but it can allow you to compare them to competitors to help you understand how to compete in the market. Check out Ahrefs Agent A today using our link and take the guesswork and legwork out of optimizing your web traffic. We'll have them linked down below. Finally, the show is brought to you by Green Man Gaming. The Green Man Gaming Summer Sale is here, and you can save up to 75% on over 5,000 games. This includes discounts on great games from some of the biggest publishers like Capcom, Square Enix, 2K, Ubisoft, and plenty more. Green Man Gaming works directly with over 1,300 different developers and publishers, making them an official PC game retailer. Your game codes are going to work, you're going to save money, and you can support your favorite dev teams guilt-free. Looking for something to play with your friends? Well, hey, you and your buddies can save 63% on Monster Hunter Wilds. You're all going to look dripped out in dragon armor. Or if you're more into Spooky Boy Summer and are looking for something to play solo, check out 2023's Best Narrative Game Awards winner, Alan Wake 2. It's on sale for 70% off. Get even more with free access to their XP program. It's super simple to do, and full details are available on the homepage, and you get access to even more discounts. So don't wait. Save big with Green Man Gaming Summer Sale at the link down below. Oh, I guess I'm also supposed to do our Floatplane announcements. Wow, we have 3 early access videos going up on Floatplane right now. Tomorrow's video, Monday's video, and Wednesday's videos are all going up. We have no one is talking about how terrible SD cards are. They really are terrible. We're switching off of them. We're done with SD cards. We also have our next collab with Splave. Okay, this is a cool video. Check this out. Hold on, I gotta just save the post here. Can I do this? No. I hate anything that doesn't let me open it in a new tab. Okay, there we go. Oh, did I set this one public? Oh no. Save. Okay, here we go. And refresh. No, it's not there. Okay, let's give it a minute. We'll give it a minute to...
What are we doing?
We'll give it a minute to propagate. Did I not? Yeah, I did. Okay, well, it'll post in a second, I'm pretty sure. Also, oh, no way! We've got the Oshcut Motion Simulator! Holy crap! Okay, this one's a banger. This thing is so cool.
I got to try it.
And what did you think?
Banger.
Please refresh the page. What the crap? Oh.
I'm wondering if you're like rate limiting things.
Oh.
I don't know if
no,
people
they both
normally,
just posted.
Yeah, I don't know if people normally like spam release videos.
Okay, everything's here.
I saw both of them. Yeah.
Dude, this thing's crazy.
It looks crazy.
It does 90 degrees on every major axis. So it can do 45, 45,
Oh, I see.
45, 45, and what are the other ones? 45, 40, oh no, it goes all the way around this way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This thing, and they set it up with, they set up like a rock crawler thing. Check this out. So see the car behind me? I'm driving this car.
Huh.
And it's responding in real time. Dude, it's so freaking cool.
That, man, if you could wireless into SnowRunner, that would actually unironically be so much fun.
Dude, it was one of the
Oshcut?
It was one of the most fun things that I've done in like, I don't know, ages. Like the most fun I had driving like a sim rig. Is it comfortable? What are you talking about? That's like asking how much fuel economy the new Ferrari has. It's not the point.
Yeah.
Hardly the point.
I want to figure out if you can make this work with SnowRunner.
And then this
SnowRunner has like, output for force feedback. Sometimes they work.
And then this one's great. We got our hands on the first 1000 hertz gaming monitor and built a 1000 FPS gaming PC in partnership with Splave. And this is probably...
So you use the chiller paired with Splave.
It's a great video.
Wow. Wow.
We have fun here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Amazing.
Anyway, we've got early access over on Floatplane for those 3 videos. And we launched our second batch of badges. Okay, I clicked the link. Cool. Floatplane sub badges. Whoa, you can get a vessel badge?
Yeah, I don't know.
No way.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
What?
They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they
right?
don't exist anymore. What are they gonna
It's
do?
It's fine.
Alpha plus. What am I looking at? He's never gonna be rid of this helmet. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, these are great. Love the Tech House badge.
Nice.
Anywho, we have new badges. Not only are we celebrating the tiers of Floatplane sub, but people who are active during our special weeks, like Luke Week, Dan Week, or Yvonne Week. This is alongside our early release for our flagship series, Scrapyard Wars and Secret Shopper. These videos are available early only on lmg.gg/fpwan. All right, there you go, Sammy. We did the Floatplane announcements.
Hold on, this Oshcut thing, is it? You can't buy it? Is that a one-off?
It's a several off.
Several off. So they made like 5 of them or something.
They made some.
Yeah.
And you can experience them in certain places at certain times.
Are you allowed to keep that one?
It's gone already.
I tried theirs last year at Open Source.
They might be at Open Source again. You're going, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They were creators only. It was a racing track. You had to set a lap time.
Oh, I remember people doing that.
Yeah.
They are just like super cool guys, though.
That seems
They're awesome.
so wicked, man.
And I think they're
this
shipping to Canada now.
Accurately working with SnowRunner.
You could do it.
You pair that with like some big screen beyond.
Oh yeah. He gets it.
I don't know if I'd need another game. Like
we're gonna get you into sim racing.
My God, man!
This is why
the racing is. It's not.
No, same thing. Sim car stuff.
It's not the same.
Like I just drive in Japanese traffic.
Because what I saw was him driving a,
rock buggy?
Over a bunch of rocks and stuff. In SnowRunner, I'm going to be like sideways, basically.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He gets it.
One of the things I love about paintball is that the consequences are real.
Yeah, there's
You actually want
feedback.
to avoid being hit.
Yeah.
Because, like, laser tag,
Water gun fight.
everyone just, like, runs around and, like, you go stand right next to something. In paintball, you do not. It's walk up to somebody because it frickin' hurts to get hit. And I'm talking, like, actual paintball with the, like, proper caliber balls. Paintball caliber.
Stop.
Size of 68 cal. 68 cal. Oh, they at the local fields, they play at like stupid 50 cal now, and it's just like, ugh.
Let me throw ping pong balls at you.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. The point of paintball is that it frickin' hurts.
I want bruises.
And so that incentivizes
Type 3 fun.
that incentivizes the right behaviors, because it's not fun to play a game where your opponent doesn't have any consequences for you beating them. So anyway, hold on, where I'm going with this.
Or like taking a risk. You rob someone of the exhilaration of taking that risk if there is no consequence to the risk.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. So driving the Oshkosh motion sim, crashing sucks.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And that's actually what I enjoyed about it more than anything else, is when I like tipped my rock crawler, I'm like, ah! Like it's unpleasant.
Like I want a situation where my truck is tipping in SnowRunner, and I don't know what it's actually called, but I do something called ninja roping, which is like while you're falling, you can send out your winch to like grab a tree, and it grabs the tree, and then the whole thing is like boom, because like all the weight of this truck just got caught by it grabbing a tree or whatever, and now I'm stuck in this spot, and I got to figure out like how the heck do I get out of here? Like that sounds so fun. All the like awesomeness of off-roading, but without the insane cost and risk and everything else.
Well, the neat thing about Oshkosh is like it's all made by Oshkosh, so you could like get the plans and have them cut it for you. I mean, the ClearPath steppers are going to be gosh darn expensive, but it was built by their service.
Theoretically, they could make you one.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'm sure they would if you asked nicely.
These guys look awesome. I've just been scrolling through their website.
Yeah, they do like
everything.
Super quick turnaround time metal fab.
Yeah,
basically.
And you send them the files. I think it's like an instant quote thing. There's a couple of these. They have some competitors around too, but they mostly just do sheet metal and some bending and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty sick.
Cool. Yeah,
that was a fun video. It was nice of them to come up here and let us play with their big boy toys.
Balster said one problem with that, it would require Luke spending money. It would require me spending a lot of money.
One of the ClearPath steppers would probably make you very unhappy.
Yeah, it was like multiple thousands of dollars per axis.
Per axis, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
Huge and really powerful and really accurate. They're so cool. I love
And the
ClearPath.
thing is, you want it to be really powerful because you want that thing to not just be able to move you. You want it to be able to rip you around a little bit. Like they need to
and fine control because you want to feel the jiggles.
Yep.
You want to rocks.
Rocks.
You okay over there, Dan?
That was good.
Here's a quick one. Usernames are coming to WhatsApp soon, so you don't have to share your phone number. Just a handle. That seems like it should have been a thing 10 years ago, but hey, it's there now.
That makes me so much more interested in WhatsApp. My goodness.
Right now, there's a bit of a race to grab usernames. Oh
no. How do we do it?
Well, obviously mine wasn't going to be available. Cool. Linus Sex Tips.
Where'd you find it? Where is that?
Okay, I'm going with a classic
Settings
Linus
account?
username. No, it just had a banner for me when I opened up the
Username.
app.
I didn't
It
have
was
one,
just
but
like-
I found one. I found the way.
Warning, reserve your thing. That's why I kept my 6-digit ICQ. Nice. Tull ND and Floatplane chat. Nice. Context menu asks, isn't this going to get everyone adding you on WhatsApp, Linus? Yeah, if I was a big enough dum-dum to share personal information yet again, then it would be. Obviously, I did not register as Linus Sex Tips.
Well, the reason why I think someone might have asked about that is a decently common name in video games.
Oh, I know it is. That's why I said it.
I have played with people with that username, and they don't know it's me.
I have never used that username. So if you've ever played with someone calling themselves Linus Sex Tips, it was not me.
Yeah.
That's his Rocket League Smurf account. Don't ban.
Anyway, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. There's not really like anything newsworthy particularly about it, but if you want to go claim your username, now is probably as good a time as any. AMD FSR 4.1 benchmarks reveal frame rate regression on RDNA 3 graphics cards. But AMD has officially brought FSR 4.1 to RDNA 3, so that's Radeon RX 7000, by adapting the AI upscaler from its original FP8 implementation to an Int 8 model. The update is delivered through the Radeon driver and automatically replaces supported FSR 3.1 implementations without requiring manual game modifications. Performance reviews consistently mention substantially improved image quality with much sharper output, better temporal stability, and significantly reduced blur, ghosting, shimmering, and flickering. In many cases, FSR 4.1 balanced was judged to look better than FSR 3.1 quality. However, the trade-off is that RDNA 3 incurs a larger performance hit, so frame rate gains are smaller than with both FSR 3.1 and with FSR 4.1 on RDNA 4. While the testing found that FSR 4.1 on RDNA 3 frame rates are typically lower than with FSR 3.1, they remain well above native rendering in most cases. So you're not taking so much of a hit that it's not even worth enabling at all. Speaking of which, based on AMD's current roadmap, RDNA 2 is expected to receive FSR 4.1 support in early 2027. Our discussion question asks, are you excited to see FSR 4.1 on Steam machine? How much will that change the machine's value proposition? I would say, honestly, not that much. The problem for the Steam machine is not that it doesn't have enough upscaling. I think it's just that it doesn't have enough raw in order to upscale from.
That was a good way of pronouncing that.
Well, that's how the
the
word is
technical
pronounced.
term.
Well, no,
Yeah.
It's funny because before you said it, I was going to say chutzpah, and then you
Nice.
did that, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one more topic. Do we send it?
Virus 464 says, didn't listen to that at all. Was securing my WhatsApp handle. All right, I'll give you guys a minute.
I think I ripped my handle out of someone's hands.
Really?
Yeah, it's a handle not available, but if you have it on Instagram already, you can take it. And I was like, I do.
Frickin' got him.
Yoink, and it gave it to me.
Nice. Solid.
Nice.
All right. Intel's next-gen Nova Lake could be interesting. A new leak from LC Tech Leaks, backed by known Intel leaker Jakin, claims Intel's top-end Nova Lake S desktop chip could feature 52 cores and pull up to 474 watts of PL2 power. So that's the short-term boost limit that a CPU can hit while turboing, not what it draws at idle or during light use. This 474 watt figure applies to the flagship dual tile model at stock, and drawing more than that would be into overclocking territory, but probably possible. For reference, Intel's flagship desktop chips have sat around 250 watts since 10th gen Comet Lake. The leak also points to high-end LGA 1954 motherboards, likely the Z990 series, featuring 3 EPS 8-pin CPU power connectors instead of 2 or 1. Whoa. That probably won't be necessary. A single EPS 8-pin is rated for around 235 watts, so 2 of them already gives you 470 watts, plus another 75 or so from the socket. But if you were going to do any overclocking, then I could see needing another. Allegedly, it makes no difference to stock performance, though. Okay, so that makes sense. Worth noting that the board photo that circulated with the leak actually showed 2 EPS connectors plus a PCIe 8-pin, not 3 dedicated CPU connectors. That would actually be a pretty smart way to do this, because that PCIe connector can still do a lot of 12-volt power, and you're more likely to have more PCIe connectors already included with your modular power supply, even though many modular power supplies use the same outputs for both PCIe and EPS. So you could like get more modular cables, but it'd be nice if they just built it with something that I'm already likely to have the cables for. Nova Lake is rumored to require the new LGA 1954 socket and 900 series chipsets, meaning that no upgrade path will be available from the current LGA 1851. Intel has not officially confirmed any of this. Discussion question. Every generation, flagship CPUs and GPUs are creeping higher on power draw. Are we hitting the point where a high-end PC is not reasonable to run in a normal room?
I have noticed the room where Emma and I have moved our computers to can cook unless there's...
It's getting hot in here. You don't have to talk about that on WAN Show if you don't want to, but you can.
If we don't have a window open or AC running or something, it gets hot in there.
Yeah.
With the computers running. It actually just really does.
It really does.
Yeah.
Cook some chicken. Chicken time.
Chicken and machine learning training.
Yeah.
So hot. I was going somewhere with this. Nope, forget it. Whatever. This is the new channel, the WAN Show. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already.
How bad was it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad this week. Yeah, it's quite a bit lower than usual.
Yeah.
So it was nice having a popular podcast. I remember the days when people used to watch the WAN Show. But we had to do this. It had to be done. Luke and I are 50-50 owners of the WAN Show, and so it has to be broadcast on a different channel.
Oh, what's left of
it.
The Why Did You Bother show. 10 years of just down the drain.
The WAN Show.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey. I don't know, man. Do we need to just do a dedicated video over on LTT? It'll get like no views because there's no floor anymore. Like if it's not like just announcing a thing, YouTube just won't serve it. I don't really know how to deal with this.
Should it be a combine update?
Oh, that's
talking
pretty
to
smart.
the audience,
like a State of the Union. Kind of update. I'm kind of overdue.
Maybe
it'd be nice to do one when there isn't like a scandal to respond to for a change.
Yeah,
I could do a scandal.
Oh my god.
No, because then it would get more views.
Oh my god.
No, let's come up with... dude, my scandals are so lame. I bet we could come up with a better scandal. Okay, what could we do? Okay. I mean, we've already like...
Find some way that it's you that is price fixing all the RAM.
Oh, interesting. That's not a bad like April Fool's joke, but I don't see that as like believable.
Hey, that's what you would say.
Yeah, that's what someone who didn't tell you about honey would say.
I still haven't forgiven you for that. What?
Okay, so for the people watching right now who saw one version of a narrative, yeah, that's not what happened.
You should just bring that up again.
You should
apologize again for it.
Oh, that's not bad.
Collab with CoffeeZilla.
Apologizing for all of my previous controversies.
You know what?
40-hour video.
People have done apology videos before. Nobody has done a mega apology video before.
Mega apology.
Learn the ukulele.
Nobody has ever apologized this hard.
Learn the ukulele. This will be awesome.
You find like all the ways that people around the world apologize, and you try to do it like...
I still have the Billet Labs monoblog.
Oh my!
I keep it in my office.
Apology auction.
I was having fun for a little bit. I'm done now.
Shall we do WAN After Dark?
I swear.
Before there's blood spilled on my carpet?
I'm gone, dude. It's over.
Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching anyway. The VOD's going to be even worse.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, man. All right.
You know the word didn't get out for. Oh man, I shouldn't even make this joke, but whatever. Nobody's watching. You know the.
There's so many people watching.
The channel move didn't do very well when the Bud and Pal video did better than the last WAN show.
Oh my god.
That's not good. That's not supposed to work.
Maybe the show would be more fun if nobody watched it. We could just say whatever.
They're already not watching it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh man. Announce it on Bud and Pal. Yeah, there we go.
So what's your opinion on... Oh no, I bleeped it. Okay, After Dark?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
That button.
Do you know how many live we had on this channel last week?
More than that. Oh, on this channel? Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
I think combined it was just a little better than this.
No, like, not combined. Specifically just the WAN Show YT channel.
Oh, about twice as good as last week.
Okay, so it is...
And it's been steadily climbing like the entire show.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
people are finding it.
Okay.
It's working.
But, like, not many. It doesn't help when I put the wrong link in the community
I fixed
post
it.
on LTT. Yeah, I
fixed
saw
it
that.
for
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome. To be fair on Linus, they changed it to something else because I did the same
What?
thing and then they changed it to some identity number and then it broke. Very weird.
Who's
it
they?
it auto formatted it when I entered it, and I assumed that was right, and then I didn't check it because I was busy hosting.
And then I auto formatted it and then it did the same thing.
Okay, so to give you some idea of how much YouTube buries stuff that people are not engaging with, like, hey, here's another place you could find me. This has 14 comments. 14. So by comparison, our just like stupid troll statement about how we're all our videos will be deleted, and you can find them at the VHS section on lttstore.com. That has 900 from yesterday. So like YouTube has made it so you can't. There's no mobility. There's no
redirect.
portability. Yeah.
Man, sorry. Mecha Tortoise in Floatplane chat said Linus socks and scandals Sebastian.
Socks and scandals.
I just thought that was pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good. What would like... Oh, man. Scandals. Scandal sandals. What would scandal sandals be?
I was thinking like a sale in LTT store when the socks launch, where it's like if you buy the socks and a product that had a scandal, then you get a discount.
Or something like that, yeah.
Could be funny.
Oh, hey, I shot the
Probably not worth
shot
doing.
the announcement video today
For socks?
for socks.
Oh, that's actually really exciting.
I
Are
think
you
they're
guys
coming in a few
excited
weeks.
for Feetplane? The foot stream.
No, we're not doing that.
You don't get to.
Have you seen the finished product yet?
No.
Should I go get it?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right. If there's any comms, so you can hit Luke with them while I'm coming back.
Sure, let me...
Sure, I'm not sure I have any Luke specific ones.
Get wrecked!
Because
But
no one's watching.
I get both wrecked!
the viewership's going up every minute. 50 times 0, so much more. On the physical games discussion, would you guys be open to buying proprietary USB readers for cartridges? USB reader cartridge for PC games made by Valve, like a Switch cart, but for PC. So like a USB cartridge.
So a cartridge.
No, yeah, sure. Proprietary USB reader. So it would be like a cartridge. You cut the cartridge reader out of the top of a Switch 2 and then glue it to a USB-C cable.
Okay, so I'm buying a device.
You're buying a proprietary
put
cartridge
cartridges
reader
in.
And the cartridges are sold by Valve.
I mean, a very long time ago, WAN Show at the Langley House on the couch, I remember talking about this idea that I had that optical drives could turn into like authentication bays for consoles, so you could play console exclusive games on PC.
I remember
if you
that.
put the disc in. Yeah. So this idea sounds a lot like that. They're saying basically, would you buy a proprietary thing, USB reader thing that can authenticate games on PC, so you could have physical versions of it,
Like a YubiKey type of thing, but it's got your game license on it.
I wouldn't, but someone would.
I think
it'd be cool.
I think someone would for sure.
Be like a CD drive. That's what you could call it.
If it genuinely gave you
A content designator.
yeah, kind of. If it genuinely gave you like offline access
Or a
DRM
digital
free
video game
launching,
device.
Yeah. If it had like some kind of cool right to your data benefit like that, then I could be interested in that. Why are you hiding them?
Because you haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, but what?
It's a big reveal. They haven't seen them yet. This is final packaging and everything.
Okay, final pack. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they have seen them. Oh, there's two colors. Oh, I really like that purple, actually. Obviously the black and gray, but like the wow.
So I'm showing you guys this a little early, but here they are.
I like the colors.
We've got the branding nailed down. They're going to be called the Forever Sock. The branding actually,
asterisk.
Yeah, it actually comes from, it was right after Thunderbolts asterisk launched. And I was like, we were like, how should we brand these? Because we're giving them the limited lifetime warranty. But obviously nothing actually lasts forever. And I was like, well, I don't know if Marvel can do it on a film, I think we can do it on a sock. So we did, Forever asterisk sock, copper infused, full crew.
No, I think it's a great name.
Right on it. Not actually going to last forever, but,
I think it's a great name. I think I said this last time too. I really like what's been going on with naming. I think TrueSpec is a fantastic name. I think Forever Sock is a fantastic name.
The big selling points are going to be just the all-day comfort.
Yep.
Here, I'll let you unbox one. Which one's your favorite color? You said you like the purple.
I
right?
like the purple. I'd probably get the black and gray ones, but I like the purple a lot.
Okay, that's a whole conversation. That's like a thing in fashion. You have the one that looks poppy on the website, and then you have the one everyone buys.
Yep. This one would
Yellow iMac
attract me to clicking on the thing.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably buy the black.
Yeah.
Ones.
So the big selling points, and we'll go through this in more detail sometime when people are actually watching in the future. But it's the all-day comfort. So we've got so much cushion on the bottom that some of our internal wear testers reported that even though they normally wear slippers, they just didn't anymore.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah. But obviously you don't want a sock that's that thick everywhere. So we have a looser knit on the top. So you get vents. So the breathability is really nice.
Wow, the difference between the bottom and the top is quite substantial.
Well, yeah. Yep. The natural merino fibers in there contribute to, this is a funny one because we did quantitatively test it and we found that the actual drying time of them, especially the thicker parts, is not that competitive, but I've worn them and my feet have gotten wet and they don't feel that bad. So even though we don't have a way of testing that, the wear feeling wicking feels really good.
Does merino just wick pretty well in general?
It's wool. It's so even though it doesn't dry because it's a really dense weave in order to get that really soft cushion.
Yeah.
It wears really well. So we're not 100% sure how to market that. Rod is in Floatplane chat. He's wool's amazing even when it's wet. And so we can't say that it's it's not like a high performance sport, a quick drying sport fabric or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a wool. It gets saturated with water. It freaking is wet, but it still wicks. And so that's really important. And then the big one, the one that inspired the color of the Forever branding on it is the copper infusion. And that's a big part of what makes them, we're not announcing pricing today, but they are.
Are you
not going to be cheap? So
TrueSpec cabling this?
In what sense?
you kept warning everyone about the cost of the TrueSpec cables, and you said the cost, and everyone was like, oh.
For what these are, I think they're extremely fairly priced. But for what they
merino
are,
socks though, like if you want a little bit of shock factor, just look up how much like I don't know, Darn Toughs cost
with a limited lifetime warranty and with the copper infusion. So what's really cool about the copper infusion treatment is that this isn't some Forever Chemicals cocktail that they spray on it and then it comes off in a couple of washes and is all of a sudden in the water.
Is it somehow like in the fabric?
So Tatiana is actually writing and hosting the section of the video that is focused on the copper infusion, but basically there's like copper ions that are not just on the surface, but embedded deep within the fibers that are non-compatible with fungus and bacteria, fungi and bacteria. So they can't live on it; they just die. And we did third-party lab testing to validate that. I think over 99% of fungi and bacteria in contact with the sock. And obviously we didn't test every bacterium on Earth and every fungus on Earth, but the sample ones, over 99% of them died.
Maybe you should have.
And we got a competing like copper infused garment just to kind of figure out like, okay, like where are we at on this? Like, are we competitive? And what we found out was that it didn't have any copper in it at all. It was just a lie. So we didn't have time to like test another one yet, but that's something that we can continue to explore. But we think over 99% is pretty good then, I guess, given that other people are just outright lying about it and apparently haven't been called on it yet.
That's pretty funny.
So the copper infusion is huge because when it comes to odor control, bacteria and fungus is like where body odor comes from. And so what I have found is that as much as this is not the kind of thing that you would admit to, even with nobody watching typically, I can wear these. If I'm not doing like a heavy workout, I can wear these for 2, 3, 4 days and they like don't smell.
That is, you probably wouldn't really admit that too much, but
which for how much they cost may be a key selling point.
Honestly, yeah. Merino wool socks are really, really brutal. I like them. It's one of the things that I have splurged on a little bit is having some merino wool socks. I often do try to wait for sales or whatever, but yeah.
Here's the teal. I think the team nailed the colors.
The colors are really nice.
And they're pretty, even though they're like bold-ish, they're pretty wearable. Which is nice.
Yeah, they're
like that's a wearable purple.
It's not ultra vibrant. It's more. Is that the right term for it? Maybe not vibrant. Yeah, that's more what I'm trying to say. Like it's obviously blue, but it's not like striking.
Like here, this is an earlier ID. This is from like years ago. This would have been a little tougher to wear, even though it's a more black sock.
The colors are more varied, like compared to that black sock. I think the blacks and the grays are more similar to each other. And you have that orange strip.
Yeah. So this is just like a very, I can wear this with my, school uniform.
Also, most of the coloring is in your shoe.
Yeah, exactly. So we tried to not, we did so many different designs and samples and the whole process has been a nightmare, but.
This is a lot of fabric.
It's a lot of sock in it.
Yeah.
I've been wearing them all summer.
Did you want 4 times the sock in your sock? Well, here's a sock for you.
I want it to cost 4 times as much.
Or more.
They're not going to be cheap. I want to warn people ahead of time. These are not cheap socks.
Merino wool products in general are kind of not for the weak of stomach. I remember, I think we launched like a shirt or some underwear or something, or both.
Yeah, we've done both.
And people were like, what? And then people also just looked up how much that stuff costs, and they were like, oh, okay.
Pretty much, yeah. But you know what? It's like a Sam Vimes boots economic theory thing. I actually tell the story of like how
they do last a long freaking time.
How this product came to be in the mainline video. And a big part of why we bothered was that the socks that I used to buy got skimpflationed. And all of a sudden, I found myself going, okay, well, like if I'm going to pay way more for my socks, I'd rather pay way more for nicer socks that last longer than paying way more to keep rebuying the same crappy socks.
Yeah.
And so if that's going to happen, then okay, fine. I'm going to go look for premium socks then. And what I discovered was that, yeah, it totally works. If you can buy the better thing up front, it lasts so much longer that you actually end up spending less. So that's where I kind of went, okay, yeah, we would do a premium sock then, something that total cost of ownership. You think back to like tech concepts, right? Well, what's the TCO of this sock? And I think it's not going to be that unreasonable. Anyway, I'm sure we'll have some more details for you guys whenever we actually launch them, but I'm sure the CW team is going to be upset with me, but stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
Before COVID, when I started boxing, a lot of the like lateral movement and quick dashing stuff we were doing really started wrecking shoes and socks very rapidly, and that's when I jumped the merino wool fence.
Yeah.
And I bit the bullet and bought a bunch of icebreakers, and I have rebought, but never because any of them became unwearable. It's because I like lost socks.
It sounds crazy, right, to wear wool socks for boxing.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not actually.
I vastly prefer my LTT socks for badminton compared to just about anything else. One of the challenges that we ran into with a lot of the samples was getting the slip right. So you don't want it to be like sandpaper on your shoe, because then your foot's going to move around in the sock. But you also don't want the sock to slip freely on the insole, because then you're going to get friction.
Yeah.
There's got to be the right amount of slip
resistance, yeah.
at both. Like getting it right sucks. There's a lot of work.
Yeah. It's also very expensive though. I know a decent amount of people that have like a pair, and then they have normal socks outside of that, and then they'll wear it for like certain occasions, a hike or something like that.
Yep. I only have 2 of these in my rotation right now because I haven't gotten any of the final samples. I only have pre-production samples. I should take these. Actually, I think they need them for B-roll for the video, but I like save them for days when like I know I'm playing baddie tonight, or like when I know I need them.
Is there a golf set that includes 3 socks in case you get a hole in one? What?
Nice. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh,
nice.
that took me way too long.
Oh yeah. All right, well, let's do a couple more comms, and then let's get him home and to bed.
That's brutal.
Good Lord.
Have you gotten in trouble for driving the fire truck?
No, surprisingly. I daily
Some weird
drove
looks,
it.
right?
Yeah, I daily drove it for a week, and then I drove it like for a couple more days after. And other than people, it was like hiding in plain sight. It's like wearing a high vis like vest. At like
because of how visible you are, you become invisible.
Exactly. No one pays attention to a fire truck unless its sirens are on. You're just a truck going down the road. If anything, you are less notable.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, people like get out of your way. Like it's actually a horrible vehicle to drive. It's like, a 90s fire truck. Like, yeah, it's terrible. It's, compared to my Taycan, obviously off the line, it's not. The line's still in front of us, boys. Come on, harder on the pedal. Here we go. It's not great, but in terms of like how much room people give you on the road, unparalleled, amazing. Oh, on the subject of parallel, sucks to park. Actually, nightmare.
Have you had to parallel park it like between cars before?
No, I would just like at the office, I would just drive way down the road until there's nobody.
Yeah.
And then I would barely be able to parallel park it at all. The
that
visibility
makes
in it is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really fun, though.
I'm sure people would be a lot more respectful than if you were like a 40-foot container type truck.
Oh,
and I'm sure you could
totally.
also just like park it on this like curb. You just
could probably
curb it,
get away with
go
it.
on the grass, and just be like, yeah, no one's gonna care.
He was pretty good. You
Take up
drove
80
me around.
spots.
Was it once or twice? I don't remember. But you drove me around at least once, and I was pretty impressed with some of the moves. It was good.
Oh, dude, you have to turn the wheel so much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a workout.
It looked like a bit of a workout.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
We made it though.
Up next. Hi, LLD. I have a second gaming PC in the living room.
Show off.
Can I run HexOS or TrueNAS with Windows or SteamOS virtual machine so my GPU accelerated NAS can still be a game machine? And can you do an updated vid of the use game PC NAS?
Okay, that one got cut off. Okay, I think I see where you're going with this. I wouldn't. So what?
Sorry.
Because of anti-cheat in most cases, running your gaming operating system as a VM is not really as much of a thing anymore. I haven't tried it with SteamOS, admittedly, but even then, you're going to need to pass through a GPU to it if you want like near bare metal performance and you're running a consumer card. So if you were hoping for your GPU to still continue to accelerate NAS things like plex transcoding, you got to kind of pick one or the other or install another GPU. And at that point, what are we even talking about here? I think you just have that continue to be a NAS. And then if I was you, I would probably be looking into how to stream from your main PC over to the living room using something like Moonlight. That would be, in my opinion, the more practical solution to making your main PC accessible in multiple places and then just keeping your NAS your NAS.
LLD, I force my wife to listen to the WAN Show each Saturday during our weekend errands. That said, I work for Meta in their data center turnup. What do you think of the NeoCloud spend on compute?
Data center turnup?
I'm not sure what a turnup is.
I learned that NeoCloud is like GPU compute centers.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before.
Okay. What do I think? I mean, I feel like I talked about this enough earlier on the show where I kind of went, I think it's out of control. It feels very bubbly how much we're spending on all of this stuff collectively as a species. I would love to see us take a more measured approach to the build out that involves less land grabbing all of the available silicon and more, figuring out what are the constructive ways that we can use this technology. I'm not anti-AI and I'm not anti-data centers. But what I am is anti-consuming all the things with no semblance of a concept of a plan. And that's really what a lot of it feels like.
Yeah. I'm anti the fact that like all of its knowledge was effectively pirated. But it already happened.
Including 4,000 of LTT's videos?
Yeah.
You're welcome, I guess.
Yeah. But like it's already out there. I think the fact that Mr. Dario seems to be publicly scared of locally ran open source models is like, yeah,
goated, based,
get owned. And they're already out there, so what are you going to do now?
Yeah.
But
who was it that was crying? Was this week or last week about their poor AI models getting scraped by Chinese copycats? Was that Anthropic?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. How
So
was that
funny.
not in the doc? Freaking
So funny.
Freaking hilarious.
Everything you have was scraped.
Freaking hilarious.
I don't feel bad for you at all, bro.
Dude. So they were okay. This was a whole thing. So they caught Chinese AI companies because you can kind of reverse-ish engineer-ish an AI model by asking it enough stuff and then just like taking the outputs of it, and then you can use that to kind of develop your own model weighting, right? And so what they were discovering was that Chinese competitors were sending like across like many bot accounts, like hundreds of thousands of requests in order to fine tune their own competing products. And so they were begging with the U.S. government. Yeah, it was Anthropic, says Tim in the Floatplane chat. So they're begging with the U.S. government. Oh, you have to stop these guys. You have to stop them from doing this. This is our intellectual property. Take the fucking L.
Well, they also seem to be going after.
Eat your cheery L's.
They also seem to be going after locally hosted models.
So good.
By saying that it's super dangerous because they can't police like the people and monitor what they're doing with it, in an attempt, as far as I can tell, to stop outside competition from doing the same thing they did of stealing all the data.
Too bad.
And also make it so that people would have to subscribe and use monthly payment versions and not be able to host things locally.
Listen, it's
already out there, boy.
If my shit's gonna be stolen, then everyone might as well have it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Pandora's box is open.
It's opened. There's no going back. We can't unsteal all the data.
Deal with it. And you don't get to steal everything and then cry foul when somebody steals it. I thought it was all in the name of progress, baby.
Yeah.
Well, this is progress now, bitch.
And yeah, like, I mean, you can say that you hate that everything was stolen. Yeah, so do we.
Yeah, but
you quite literally can't unsteal it. And you can't unsteal it largely because of everything that got open sourced, to be completely honest. Which I think was part of the reason why some of the big companies started doing that in the first place.
Interesting. That's some pretty 3D chess.
Yeah. I had that thought quite a while ago of like why are they open sourcing this stuff? What possible benefit does it give?
Yeah.
And I think it gives the benefit of the genie's out of the bottle and you can't put it back in now.
Yeah, we did it for everyone. It's out there.
It's not even that we did it for everyone.
We could get it back.
It's that
we could go retrieve it again.
Anyone could get it back and retrieve it again like that.
Yeah.
And it's been downloaded by so many people that you can't undo this move. That's now that has happened, there is no putting all the stuff is stolen permanently. You can no longer unsteal it.
Tim says it's really funny. They call it an attack.
The distillation attack. Because you're distilling information from the model, which is amazing because they distilled all of their information from everyone by pirating everything.
Get wrecked.
Is it like
the scale? Over 150,000 exchanges.
You pirated way more than that.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I have no cares for them at all.
Yeah.
And it is this interesting thing. I've heard a counter argument that's like, yeah, okay, but now you're just going to crush them.
So what?
But some new company that is going to benefit off of their stuff is just going to prop up. And
it's called Shoulders of Giants, boys.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's stand on them because I'm sure not reaching a reasonable height on my own.
But yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. I don't care for them in the slightest. Yeah.
Last one I got for you.
Yeah.
Hi, Ledoingus. Currently sitting idle because of the 41-degree heat nearly quenched my MRI. Did you know that there's a shortage in titanium tools for working on MRI equipment? What caused this?
I would have to imagine just like China-US trade stuff, but
I blame RAM.
Okay.
The truck brand, though, this time.
Thank you, Dan. This is why he's the producer and not the on-screen talent.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Titanium is mined globally. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yes. Here we go.
War.
Linus laptop. China.
It's okay.
Never not be funny.
No one watches the show. It's fine. But yeah, there's some theory of war.
Yeah.
Planes.
Sure.
Trains, automobiles, drones.
Nice. Solid reference.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows?
Sweet reference, you might say. Toilet suite. You can probably just... Thanks for tuning into the WAN Show. We'll see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye.
Don't eat toilet sweets.
Now you tell me.
Oh, man.